Welcome to this session of Outcast and Outclassed.
Cast fireball on this mess.
Breath. Brilliant.
We're gonna have a brand new audience member, and we're gonna do that bit, and they're gonna be like, "What is happening?
You know
Why
the
are they
best part
saying
is-
breath but bad?"
Breath, but bad. The thing that's amazing to me
Breath,
is
breath,
this
Are you
bit
saying
is
are you saying we have bad breath?
this bit is longer than his life.
Jeez.
Oh boy!
That hurt a little inside, actually.
boy.
I'll have to
That's a good
take a
one.
second on that one.
No.
Good
All
night,
right,
everyone.
all right.
No.
So let's get some brief announcements going. First of all, we have a giveaway tonight to anybody watching the VOD or the podcast, watching the podcast, indeed. Know that if you ever want to join in on any of this stuff, if you hear any of this stuff and you're like, I want to go enter a giveaway, come check us out live every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. But the giveaway this time is, in thanks to Roll20, so I do want to give them an absolute shout out for that. We are giving away both the player core and GM core on Roll20 tonight, and that is wonderful. So if you ever wanted your new copy, or you have the other old Pathfinder and you want the remaster, that'll happen at break tonight. So that's one thing. And then second of all, the Crit Award nominations open up on April 1st. So if you like our show, please consider nominating us starting April 1st.
It's not a joke.
No, I'm
It is
very
on
serious.
April 1st.
It's true.
It does open April
I always
1st.
forget
I like panicked
that
for a
that's
second.
a thing.
I was like, why are we so serious?
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's not a tumor.
I want to double check if there is a particular. Yes. Okay. You can go to critawards.org, and you can check out all the all the categories rather, at that time. So April 1st, critawards.org. Please nominate us. We won last year, and we want to win again, and let's be more award winning. And hell yeah.
Winning.
So with that, and one more happy birthday to Kitty Crafton. Just gotta put it out there. Let's go to the sponsors.
We have a sponsor who you may have heard of before if you've been here. Who are they? Eldritch Osiris Games. Eldritch Osiris Games, if you are unfamiliar, is the first Pathfinder2e workers co-op in ttrpg history. What that means is that they work with to give voices to individuals who may not have a roadmap to get their works published, such as if you've been around the internet sphere the last week or so, you may have noticed they released something called, I don't know, the Monstrous Beasts, a guide to friend them, and a guide to Monstrous Beasts, a guide to friend them for Pathfinder2e.
On Twitter,
someone
recently,
yeah,
the Terror Goose.
yeah. Why do you think I'm bringing it up? Syrup, one of the people who made the Terror Goose, which is one of the monsters you can find in Monstrous Beasts, a guide to friend them. On top of that, there's over 100 pages of content for your table, including new classes, new different things such as Barbarian Instincts. You can do there's an adventure also for level 4 adventurers in that book. So if you want to save a community from hashtag spiders, I mean, you could watch our show because apparently we're doing that too. But if you want to play something that involves saving people from a bunch of spiders, you can go pick up the Monstrous Beasts, a guide to friend and Monstrous Beasts, a guide to friend them. It is available.
Monstrous Beasts. That's what we've called it the whole time. Just Monstrous Beasts.
Monstrous Beasts. It is available eldritchosirisgames.com. You can find it on their drive-thru RPG store as well. Go check it out, y'all. And if it wasn't obvious, it's because Syrup helped write a terrible goose. Go support a terrible goose, and also Eldritch Osiris Games.
Absolutely. The last two things I will say is Waffles also wrote in the book, and he made land sharks. So go check that out.
That's what sharks
And
needed, the ability to survive above water.
They're so
Yeah.
good. They're
Love
really
that.
great, and awful and wonderful. And then also, I wrote a companion, and all I will say, like a little like animal companion for the book as well. And let's just say that my monster and my little animal companion have something to do with each other and no emotional damage. There's a lot of emotional damage. I couldn't resist. That's it. Okay, I'm done. With
If you want a list, by the way, they have it on their drive-through store. They have a list of like a bunch of everything there, so.
Wonderful. And with that, I suppose we'll see you in class.
Let's go.
Welcome back. Not welcome back. Welcome for the first time. Welcome in. Take your seats.
This is actually episode 19 in season 2, so it's more than the first time.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
To the 49th time.
Buckle in, because there's a lot that happened last session. So we have a little bit of a lengthy recap for you. But we're going to get through it, and it's going to be juicy and delicious. So just, grab a drink if you need one. We'll be right there. Last we left off, we started with Tal, frustrated as they continue to be taken advantage of in spite of how strong they have grown. And they chat with Nim. While previously they would ignore and push away the power that made available to them by their patron, now Tal is ready to face them and embrace the unknown power. Ready for a conversation, Tal makes a choice, and Nim works on opening the door to deeper understanding and more power. The next morning over breakfast, the party collectively discusses the ramifications of what went on the previous day, just before they're summoned to the office of Janatimo. Usually lax Janatimo is noticeably displeased with the Outcasts this time. After running through a laundry list of items of concern, they express that their disappointment is in the way the party has represented themselves as conversants of the Magaambya, in spite of Teacher Ott's brimming character recommendation. At this, Hideaki steps forward to explain as best he can, also making clear that when it comes to the safety of his friends, he will pull no punches. While their mentors understand the need to protect each other, they do ask that the party do so with more care for the surroundings and for the ones around them. Erfe musters up bravery to ask their mentors where the party's accomplishments were in the assessment of their wrongdoing, that while they're deserving of punishment in light of recent actions, they've received no acknowledgement of previous successes. The recent circumstances was clearly an outlier, and the party should not be made out to be reckless when this is an abnormal incident for them. After providing context to the situation, Genetimo issues the appropriate consequences to the team, which is basically you're grounded to stay on campus and study and attend community service work once a week. While Ark struggles with the idea of life and its value, Hideaki offers a sincere apology to Natofo for the damages done to the carnivorous gardens. Hideaki also takes a moment to apologize to Genetimo as they share in a moment of pride. Erfe takes a moment to speak with teacher Ott, intending on learning how to magically pull punches so that they can continue safely defending themselves. And Ott excitedly agrees. With the final request to ask the party to think more carefully in the future, Genetimo sends them off on their way. With the oncoming downtime, Erfe takes a few moments to herself to consider the recent knowledge that Rin is her sister. She grapples with the possibility that she was involved in banishing Rin, and tries to think back on how it all happened. While her early memories are now intact, there's still a piece of more recent events that's pointedly missing. For the banishment, all Erfe and Rin can remember is the room, the chair, the mirror, and the man. When this only begins to circle, Erfe has a talk with Noxolo about their mark. Noxolo expresses hope that Erfe will be able to have a choice in the end. Eventually, their talk finds questions on a strange being known as Norgorber. I can never say this. Norgorber. A mortal who had assumed godhood. Nope, thanks. From the Test of the Star Zone, known only also as the Master of All Secrets. Sorry, I lost myself. Okay. While strange things for Erfe get stranger still, Infar sends a response, leaving an open invitation for Erfe to return to where she was raised for answers at her leisure, and providing the name to the mysterious man, Ajbal. I have to say, as a side note, the note little lacking in apology, but you know. Ark spends their downtime a little differently, viewing this as yet another challenge or test. In their downtime, they seek out Ignacy, looking to understand their motives for tagging along and speaking to Genetimo. The conversation ebbs and flows between motive and emotion, Ark expressing that they're displeased that it seems the party wants to hold them back by asking them to process their emotions. Ignacy offers their own words of advice, providing insight as to why they work the way they do. The talk productive enough, Ignacy finally takes their leave. A little flustered, leaving Ark to process their advice. When returning to the Sprout House, however, Ark receives a visit, at least through a mirror, of a beautiful woman that calls herself Queen Sortion. After a visit to the Black Heron Magic Warrior statue, to ask if they've ever had to deal with this, Hideaki has a hard time staying focused in school, and not frog legs. Doing their own research, he goes to Erfe, wondering if they have a moment to brainstorm about their own separate but not dissimilar dilemmas concerning the potential of banishment between Rin and Overnosa. When Erfe enthusiastically agrees to get out of the dizzying herself with more schoolwork, they get to work. And through this information, Hideaki learns a little bit more about his situation, or Overnosa's situation. Erfe suggests not banishment, but imprisonment. And those who have the capability to imprison others must be very powerful. For Overnosa, Hideaki wonders who in his village could possibly wield such power outside of Overnosa. Things aren't adding up. And when Overnosa chooses not to answer certain questions, Hideaki acknowledges this, but lets him keep his peace. After, Hideaki receives a letter from Kazushi, detailing that Hideaki's father had broken the traditions of the choosing ceremony and Kazushi had received a sort of informal promotion. With the good news that Kazushi is beginning their own adventure as the newly appointed delegate, Hideaki contemplates home. Elsewhere, as Tal moves through the motions of studying, Nim invites Tal for a walk in between classes. Knowing well that they're venturing to meet their patron face to face, Tal moves with purpose to greet them. In the face of their patron, who seems to rest on the threads of time themselves. Faces shifting between old, middle, and young, they offer Tal a promise that they too can twist the threads of fate. Learning grandmother's rhyme after a conversation with Anchor Root, Tal learns to tug the strings, finding power they believe will help them against their perceived weakness. Woo, we got it. We did it. It was a doozy. I told y'all. And
but it was
I think it
everything.
was worth it.
Yeah.
I think it was worth it.
A lot.
we actually went through everything. And if you liked
We did
that,
so much.
it really, really was a hell of an episode.
Wow.
And if you like that recap, a shout out goes to our Lord Keeper Freckle Sketches. Thank you so very, very much. All right. So now we're here and now back on campus. What we did off camera, off screen for everybody at home is rolled those study checks. So basically, due to the prior handicap, if you will, of whatever roll y'all would get would be considered 1 degree of success lower. Based on that, Ark and Tal do not progress in their studies.
This was
momentous
worse
moment
than
for
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like disadvantage, I could have did something, but this one, no.
Yeah. How's it feel to
Hideaki.
not
Out of
succeed, Ark? How's it feel to not progress?
We'll find out during story.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
Waffles
Hideaki.
doesn't care. Arc sucks.
Ark cares. Let's be real. Hideaki, the crit success turned regular success, does advance 1 in their branch studies in Cascade Bears, and perhaps pulls ahead of Ark in this neck and neck competition. We'll see how that comes out as well. And finally, Arafe.
Let's not talk
Failure
about it.
turned crit failure.
Let's not talk about it.
I'm so excited about this.
Let's actually,
shit.
let's talk about it.
Oh shit. No.
Because my favorite thing about what happened in messages when we rolled these checks earlier today is, out of everybody, Star actually gave some in-character reasoning and was like, I am going to do this in, what is it, Emerald Bows?
Rain scribes.
Rain Scribes, I always confuse
You don't
the two.
even know.
I forget. Gonna choose Rain Scribes because they want to start making up with Karide a little bit. You know, repair the reputation a little bit.
She's the worst.
So we're gonna zoom in on Arafe real quick.
Uh-huh.
That's where we're gonna start.
Okay.
Arafe, since you've been back on campus and returned to attending Teacher Lawa's classes, you were never her favorite. And you know with Teacher Ulawa, it is like favorite or not, right? What you hadn't seen until this time was she's not like the best teacher by any means in the terms of playing favorites and things like that, but she does know her stuff. She is like a professor that's really more here for their own research and stuff like that than it is, you know, for the class. But competent, and so playing favorites is never fun. But what's the opposite of playing favorites? Because when you walk into class, the look she gives you. Who has not shown up to what would you call that? What's the opposite of favorites here?
Detestation?
Detest. I like it. And maybe the first time, like the first class, like you kind of like shrunk to the back and tried to not have much attention called to yourself. But when I talked, I asked what is a tactic that you wanted to do to try to maybe get back in her good graces.
Well, in trying to get back in her good graces, I think it's one, she's trying to stay out of her way when she's doing things, but also offering to assist with anything that she needs. Like, she needs someone to do something, great, I will volunteer. Anti-fave sounds like pathetic.
Anti-fave.
Hey, doctor, hand me the anti-fave.
And you do, and it doesn't seem to be making much impact. On another day, another class, is there anything else you want to try?
Well, I know she's very much into plants and creatures.
Insects, bugs, yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bug teach.
So I figure maybe I'll bring one of my pets in. Maybe she will like Vati. Vati, for anyone who doesn't know, is the snake that I adopted.
Perfect.
Because I don't think she'd like the spell skeins as much, but maybe Vati.
Yeah, I like it. So Vati has come to know you at this point. You are the one that gives her food. You are the one that she's accustomed to your scent. I don't know how much you've taken her out before. Do you take her out and handle her, or are you bringing her in like a cage?
I would probably just carry her. Arafe's not really big in containing things.
Yeah. This is a magical school. Let's go. So, come class time, you come in with your snake. This is one of the classes that like she is late to, and like there's times where she sometimes just forgets and doesn't show up. So as the class is occupied, everyone, like, you're in the center of attention. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, and like, can we pet her? And you know, Vati seems to be handling it relatively well. It's a lot, but it's cool. Roll me animal handling. That's a thing, right? Tell me that's a thing.
No, it is not.
No,
Damn,
it's
I
I can
brought
do
my
nature.
nature straight up.
Nature. Damn it.
That time when I brought my snake to class and it bit somebody and they died. Damn.
Yeah. Rip.
Damn,
Damn.
double homicide.
Okay, that's way better than my study check. That's a 28.
28. Okay. You are watching her carefully and you are ensuring that she's not getting too overwhelmed. You give her space and breaks when she need to. Probably about halfway through the time period of this class, which, because everybody here is so used to it. I mean, Anchor Root is one of the first ones that like will either try to like very, very quietly be like, well, she wanted us to, you know, like not lead the class, but like remind everyone, like, if you wanted to do independent work, this is what you could do. And other people just kind of break off. Some people leave. Halfway through, Teacher Ulawa comes through the door, papers in hand, and doesn't even look at the class. Comes in, marches in, and puts some papers on her desk and turns around and starts writing on the board. Like, going in as if halfway through a sentence, and all the students scramble to try to like catch up. Students immediately disperse from around you, sitting on desks to sit down. And it's at that moment that you look down at Vati, almost nervous, right? Like, okay, you brought a snake. This is for Teacher Ulawa. How are you going to get her attention? You look down and Vati's body language is suddenly tense. And she immediately begins slithering forward and out of your grasp.
Vati, no.
And before you have a chance, off she goes, beelining directly to Teacher Ulawa. And bites at her ankle. There is a scream as Teacher Ulawa whirls around. There, to say chaos ensues would be a very general way of putting it. Anchor Root jumps forward and is like, oh my god, are you okay? And is like trying to like deal with like a wound as a just trying to take care of Teacher Ulawa. Teacher Ulawa is glaring at the snake, who is now trying to, like, even though there's someone, I'm assuming you're rushing forward.
Oh, of
is there
course.
Okay, what are you just trying to get the Vati away? Like, what are you doing in this moment?
Yeah, so I am. Ari is more concerned about getting Vati up because she bit her in the ankle. The thing I know Ula was gonna do first is try and stamp down and get whatever it is away from her. So I want to try and get Vati out of the way.
Okay, you're gonna dive down and grab her. Do a reflex saving throw.
Oh no! Don't kill my snake.
Don't step on snake.
For content warning for anybody that might need it, we are not killing the snake. I promise.
23.
The DM giveth and the DM taketh away.
Now there are
That's
two
one that
snakes.
we have a line. Don't worry about it. If you're stressed at home, I want you to not to be stressed.
The DM said, you have too many pets.
I do. I have 4.
You do have
It's
a lot of pets.
You slide in and immediately grab it. Teacher Ulawa, actually, you're surprised because you do expect and anticipate that immediate like stomp on something, but she doesn't. She steps back, like shrieks and just looks at this snake and is like. You see her cast like a spell, almost like shield that you recognize, as there's like a shimmer of force around her as she steps back. She's brushing off Anchor Root in this moment. The other students are just staring at like, oh, what's going on? And you grab Vati. There's that moment where it's like in slow-mo. She looks down at the ground where the snake is, and she begins to ask, whose as she looks up following this and sees you. I assume this is your doing?
I am so sorry. I was coming to show her to you, and I don't know what happened. She's been fine all day.
Out. Get out.
Okay.
Come to office hours. Leave the snake at home.
Yes, ma'am.
And you get kicked out of class.
I get kicked out of class.
The
Chat brings up a good question. Is Zavati poisonous? Because we got her during a fight.
That's a very, very good point.
I think she was a cobra.
Well,
I'll look. I will look. Don't worry.
I will say, would it matter for a teacher?
Probably not.
Oh, we'll just fine. We'll take a quick look.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Whatever.
Riff.
She's not cursed or anything. Oh wait.
Oh,
Yeah, she's not
maybe
me.
Tal already transferred
She'll
that
be-
curse.
Hi.
That would be awesome. Hideaki would be very happy.
We all
for that.
come together just to plan the murder of Teacher Ulawa.
I mean, I'm down. Let's go.
We're already murderers. What's one more?
Are we?
No.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Nice.
No. Yes, there's poison.
Yes,
but
Oh god.
however, you get out of there, so you don't quite know what happens with that. But you can assume that that is going to be handled with whatever magic or otherwise.
You get called in the odds office and like, the fuck you doing here? What are you doing?
Arafe, please report to the principal's office after poisoning your teacher. Thanks.
I'm gonna get detention on top of being grounded.
So we're going to kind of zoom out just a little bit, but this is the flavor to your critical failure on your study check. And
ultimate backfire on that one.
with that, basically what I'm going to say is you were a little like short on time even before this, right? You were taking some additional lessons with Teacher Ut, and you were also catching up on your studies.
And then I was cramming with Hideaki about stuff.
Yes, Hideaki. I'm gonna say like that happened like a little bit ago, like maybe a week ago or something like that. So you're like you've dealt with it, like while it was a good session with Hideaki, right? Like you're now dealing with the maybe that wasn't the best use of my time, but I'm fine.
I burnt the candle at both ends.
Yes. And now moving forward, Teacher Ulawa is making you her little assistant, not in a good way. You're running errands and she doesn't care, and it's just you also don't know when it's going to end. It wasn't this sort of like punishment of like, okay, you're going to come to office hours and you're going to do X. No, you're not quite sure. All you know is this is one more thing that is taking you away from your studies. It's rough. It's rough.
Definitely rough.
You know, I dropped my first pen. My second pen is now dead. I just
Oh no.
That's
like a
crit
critical
failure. It's a crit failure.
failure.
All right.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can I have a super quick scene with Hideaki?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I don't know how classes really work, but I want to assume like there's just since competition is good, it's just like I imagine it to be like anime style or Korea style where they just have
Totally.
a big paper of
The
all the
big board,
scores and
yep,
you just
100%.
find your name. So Ark wants to stand there beside Hideaki. He sees his score and then he sees Hideaki's score. And he'll just kind of, from the side, say, "You did well."
Yeah. This time has provided some good news from outside has provided a little bit of focus for me. So I think that's resonating here, which is pretty cool. How'd you do?
I did. He like hesitates a little bit. About as expected.
Yeah? What is about as expected normally for you?
Well, it changes. It depends on what I expect.
What do you expect when it comes to the school? Tests. And
I'm
things of this nature.
expecting less and less as the days go by.
Really? Is it because you're not getting what you want to accomplish out of these tasks?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah. That was sort of what I had trouble with when we first got sort of grounded. Trying to switch back to doing school stuff and not, blowing up a public park.
Right, which you switched very quickly. It is good.
Yeah. I think I had a reminder of what I'm here for. Maybe that's something that you need.
Maybe. And Ark's going to begin walking out, and then he just kind of calls over his shoulder. He says, "But you could have done better." As he's like exiting the room.
Actually, he literally couldn't have, but
Hey. Look, listen. Could he have crit succeeded in
Lisa.
any other scenario? Yes. He only got a normal success, so he could have did better.
As you leave the room, you probably need to go back to school for math.
Does it?
Perfect. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. Thank you. So, as we exist in this amorphous time of downtime, definitely a good couple weeks have passed in this time. And somewhere within it, I think it'll be very clear. However, I mean, you can tell me how you hear about it or otherwise. There is a big kind of commotion around. I think it comes right to you all as a rumor because it like half has to do with you all. And whether through Okoro chatting or something like that, you learn that teacher Ahasuna, one that I have never like talked to you about, but has been on campus, which would be somebody you knew. And I'll really quickly tell you what she is. What group she's in.
She's a teacher.
Yes.
At the Magaambya.
What else is there to say?
She probably knows some
she's-
kind of magic.
She's a
Yes.
Uzumaki teacher.
Hey, I would know them at
That's
least
the-
a little bit.
That's the storytellers, right?
Yes, she's a female lizard folk, and she's a colorful personality. Like you definitely know her. Tell. You hear that teacher Hasuna has sent a group on a task usually given to conversants. And it is being taken by Ignacy. And as you learn about this, one of the times may be that you're like, it's early breakfast where all of y'all together, and it's like the day they're headed out. You see Ignacy like in their full like travel gear and travel pack, headed out, not with their cohort necessarily, followed by Essie,
Jumping.
Mariama, and Anchor Root.
Yay!
Anchor Root looking so incredibly anxious and nervous, and like 5 times being like, you hear her like like asking Essie like, do we need more supplies? Could we maybe like, you know, like there's like this whole moment of anxiety there. But the 4 of them head off on something that perhaps you would have done.
I tell Hideaki to cast Fireball.
He does.
And he does, and that's the end of the campaign.
See you guys next week for season 3.
So you said you see them go out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask the group to make a perception check against Arafe?
Ooh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this.
I'm not good.
Oh
at
shit,
that.
that's a nat 20. 31, let's go! Fucking love this dice.
24 from Arc.
5.
Okay, so it's like Ark and Hideaki if they are paying attention.
Wait, I got 25. Sorry, not 5. 25.
Oh, I was going to say, okay,
Sorry,
no.
no. There's no way I could have gotten a 5.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Then Arafe thinks she's hiding it very well, but you can see that she is actively irritated only that Ignacy is going. The rest of them, she seems very happy, but Ignacy, the minute she sees Ignacy, she is visibly irritated.
Are you mad at them?
I am upset at the situation that he was with us and he gets away scot-free.
He didn't do anything wrong.
He killed someone too.
Sure,
And
we've killed
then,
people
I mean-
before. I imagine it was self-defense.
And yes, and again, it's fine. It's just seems a little unfair that the 4 of us are being grounded and punished for the same situation that Ignacy was part of and participated in and did the same thing, and he's fine.
Maybe he admitted his guilt and then turned us in. And we just did not feel like reporting.
Yeah, maybe.
That's fair. It just doesn't seem fair to me.
Would you have preferred that he also be grounded?
Yes.
Interesting.
I feel he deserves opportunities like this, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But
Actually, they all do.
oh, of course.
The only additional piece I wanted to just give context for here is, though the incident you are referring to makes perfect sense, since timelines get wibbly wobbly, even before Ignacy, you all had skipped a lot of class. Just
sure.
keep
I
that
know.
in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
it was a combination.
that's not just want to make
The
sure.
punishment wasn't just murder and arson; it was you guys missing a lot of
Yeah.
time.
Not
Doesn't
just
make her
murder and
feel any
arson.
better or worse about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Arc will say so are you upset at Ignacy and them or the school?
Probably more at Ignacy, but
You
I
think-
don't know if that's rational to be more upset with Ignacy.
Why are you irrational?
Emotions, Ark. Emotions.
Arc
Yeah, I
will
can
just
flex
nod
a
and
little
say
bit.
nothing.
They're not easy to control.
Are they still
It
within
seems-
eye shot? Sorry.
It's okay. Arc would have just said it seems if our face it, they're not easy to control.
Yeah, the only question I was asking is, are they still in eyeshot?
They're like headed out of the dining hall. You can.
He's gonna run over to Ignacy.
Okay. He pauses, like at the door, probably like ready to head out. Yes.
Hey, looks like you're getting ready to head out of here. Excited?
I suppose so.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I just wanted to say, first of all, good luck, and when you're back, safe and sound, come find me if you wouldn't mind. There's something that we need to talk about.
Certainly.
All right.
And as he steps away, Essie, following up behind him, looks at you, gives you a big grin, and then like kind of like punches you on the arm. We're catching up.
Yeah, you are. Just like you planned.
And like follows after Ignacy.
Hey.
Tal is waving after Miriama.
And kind of waving back at Essie. I need to talk to you too, actually. Not at the same time.
Sounds like it's a big group get together, I guess.
Nope, definitely not. It's individual. I need to talk to you and you.
Mariama's just like, Mariama takes this, and as she's like waving at you, Tal, is just like, as literally they're like headed out the door. Ankaru had like preceded her. She calls back, "Party when we get back."
Okay.
And everybody heads out like, oh, big group thing, okay. And it just takes it and runs with it. And Okoro, who's like sitting a table near you, is like, "Party!" And like it starts getting really excited. Everyone starts kind of going into little conversations to plan a party when everyone returns.
And they never came back.
Well, we sealed their fate.
Better be concerned. That's the Tal of their group.
Oh, boy, that's true.
No. Miriama's the listen. If anybody listen.
Mariama's the
Listen.
miss.
Yeah, just like Tal. We're the same.
Is Miriam
Everybody's a
the
mess.
one, or is that Noxola?
Yeah. No, Miriama's the
Miriama.
cold one.
Mariama's
Who's Miriam's the fate-ish.
Mariama's the
that got
one
drunk and made a
who
call.
accidentally summoned something during a complex mathematical proof.
And the cult one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Accidentally started a cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, things happen. I got so drunk one night I started a cult.
We still
Alright.
need that T-shirt, by the way.
As they leave, Hideaki just says under his breath, just goes, "Here I go."
As this kind of fades out, we'll move forward as, again, your downtime has occurred throughout all of this, right? We're just zooming in on the next moment, which we will bring to their return, their eventual return. They were gone for actually a couple days. As you hear a little bit more about it through other people, or I'm sure Koro talks a lot about it. They're apparently we're going out to the outskirts of the city. Like they weren't going into the city. There was something out, like a farmer friend of the teacher or something like that was having some issues and needed some help. When I'd say Okoro and Habram probably focus in on planning this party.
Oh, Tal is 100% there and is
Yes.
pulling Chizire in, even though Chizire probably does not want to be pulled in.
Oh, if he can make money off of getting drinks for everybody, making the drinks, he's in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is nice and elaborate. There is stuff happening.
Oh yeah.
Are you
Tal's in
pulling
charge
anybody
of
else in?
Let's see. We have Habram, Okoro, me, Chizire.
Yeah, Haber, Koro, Glands of what was
Strands
that?
of Glowing
Strands of
Dawn.
Glowing Dawn.
Plans of throwing down.
Oh boy!
Going
What a
strong.
Freudian slip.
Going
Real great. And Nuxolo, if you hadn't said that. And
Yeah. Yeah, I would ask. I mean, I would ask everybody if they wanted to help and see, and including those in
our
own
group here.
my own friend group here.
Can you make me a perception check? This is like over
With a
the amount
different
of time
die,
that the
yeah.
party's being planned, probably.
Yes, Maria.
Yeah, I think the moment that Cora was like a party, like Tal immediately went like over to their little table. And has
Yes.
been party planning with them. What is this number? It gets harder when the numbers get bigger.
Math.
22. Math.
Yeah, I think that's good. Continue.
Oh,
And I love
Next.
that. Secrets.
I think you did not succeed.
oh.
I think that's good. Continue. Okay,
Sorry,
fine.
Sorry, my bad.
Mm-mm.
I think that's good.
You're
Thanks
good.
for your
Continue.
Thanks for your time. You'll be considered your application.
Yeah.
I autism.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
It's fine.
How the fuck dare you?
Oh, amazing.
All right,
Amazing.
cool. Excellent. Yeah, but no, yeah,
Okay.
Tal would ask everybody here, as well as like Strands Glowing Dawn and Nox Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
She
they
helps you,
wanted
like, make
to do
banners.
anything.
Strands Glowing
Yes.
Dawn.
And the kids, they can
Perfect.
color. They can help.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
now imagining like a children's banner that says "Welcome Home" and it's like spelt wrong with like a K instead
Yeah.
of a C.
Yes.
That's so cute.
Correct.
I think super fast. Like I think there's initially like resistance from Hideaki, only because he's like, I've had really bad luck with parties here. But eventually, I think he'll concede and help.
No waffles, no.
No, that's correct. That is correct. It's not. There's no W.
That was a
No,
joke,
it's a
that was a
K. It's a sideways.
They
you
wrote
got it.
W a little wrong. It looks like a K.
It looks
so
like
it
a
says
K, yeah.
Cal come home
Welcome home.
They started writing it in spider speak.
Cal,
in a naughty. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Cal
yeah,
Mitchell.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cal Mitchell, welcome home.
All right. So moving
Cal,
to
come home.
Airfay will help in the limited time that she has outside of being Karide's labor.
I think that actually is something that you noticed, Tal, because whatever assignment that you had given to Airfay, like you check in and like she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't done it." All right, and then
Oh, okay.
it happens
Yeah.
again, like a little. You're like, "Damn, what's happening?" Like you
Yeah, yeah.
definitely noticed this.
Yeah, 100%. And after like the second time, I think at the second check-in, Tal would literally just ask, "Is everything okay?"
Just have a lot of work to do. I'm just kind of getting lost. I'm sorry. I'll get it done soon.
You,
Airfay's
you don't-
visibly tired.
the I'd like to imagine that like it wasn't like a major task. It was like folding like
Napkin
paper stars
into
or something
paper
like
cranes.
that. Exactly, something like that. And I think Tal will just walk over and pick up the pile of papers that have very obviously not been touched. It's okay.
Are you sure?
If you have extra time, maybe you should take a nap instead of this.
It's okay. It'll
You
be over soon.
You don't look okay though.
Little stress never hurt anyone.
Oh, that's not right. Nope. My dad had to stop performing for about a month because he had a very terrible pain in his stomach due to stress. So, please take care of yourself. And if
I
I
feel
can
like-
help, let me know.
I feel like she's about to like make another comment, and she's gonna make eye contact with Nox Solo, and just get a from Nox Solo.
Gotcha.
I will take better care.
Tal just like nods and squints a little bit and says, "I'm going to check in on you."
I know you will. And as you walk away, you're just gonna hear, no, I didn't. I want them to have the party.
Of course.
Okay.
Listen, Ignacy sucks sometimes. And I think Tal leans on the doorway a little bit. I agree with you. I think that he should have... I think he got away with not being punished as much. Probably because he told on us, but... I don't know. I think that I agree with you. I think he's opportunistic.
I just don't want anyone to think I didn't do it because I'm upset. That's not it.
Oh, I don't think anybody would have said that. Well, Ark might have said. Maybe. I'll make sure that they know I took it away from you and you were begging me to not do that.
Oh, please, no, let me do it, please.
Yeah,
You're like,
and-
do that, like,
yeah,
feigning
yeah.
over the desk thing.
Rin like pushes it further away from you, like as Tal picks it up. Perfect.
Thanks, Tal.
We have one more.
Yeah. If Tal has a moment, he's gonna walk over, he's probably putting up helping put up the welcome home sign or whatnot.
It's Kel, come home.
Kel, come home. Kel, come home, please.
You can tell that something is off about Hideaki right now.
Visibly, or is there like a
Visibly.
smell? Okay.
No, visibly. It's a smell. He's drank a lot of wine. No.
Okay.
He okay. Fuck. Okay. So remember how we talked about I need to talk to a couple people about how I feel and then so I was gonna do that and then suddenly there's a party and fuck I don't know what to do and they're coming back and then yeah.
Stop.
Okay. Yeah.
What are... You're nervous about talking to people?
No, I'm not nervous. I was just hoping to I had to have a very optimal sequence of the situation, and then now there's a party, and again I cannot overstate this. Clearly, me and parties are just not cool, I guess, because everything.
Tal is gonna just interrupt you by putting slowly reaching forward and putting her hands on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Okay. You seem very nervous about the timing of everything.
Yep. Yep.
These conversations sound like they're important.
They always seem to be, and I'm
Then
very good
they
at them.
can then wait for an opportune time that's not this party, maybe. Because they're going to be tired, and you're going to be stressed.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe give it a day.
But two of them already know that I want to talk to them one-on-one. So they
Right.
may tee it up already, and so at this yeah. I'm listening.
Give it time.
Okay.
If they want to talk to you right away,
Uh-huh.
that's on them,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll just. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then Tal's just gonna give you a little pat on the shoulder and
Yeah.
pull away. Just keep breathing. I'm sure that it's going to be okay. Whatever the conversation is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Just take a little pressure off yourself.
Can I say something that may come out insulting?
Sure.
This feels so. It feels so much more difficult than when I was trying to talk to you.
When? Which time?
When I professed my entire world and feelings to you and cried and stuff. Yeah, that time specifically is what I'm referring to.
Maybe that's why you have such bad time at parties, because you choose parties to have life-altering conversations.
But I did it this time. I did it before that, and then suddenly a party happened around it.
You can still have the conversation later, after the party, as in a day later. Give them
Okay.
a chance. They're going to be tired.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And then he says, okay, and gives you a big hug. Thank you. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Yep. Let's do banners. Yep.
I'm just gonna hand you like a handful of streamers and point
These are
to
really
a wall
pretty. Yep.
and send you away to put that energy somewhere else in the world.
Perfect. So what we'll do is zoom kind of back in on the arrival day or however. And when they probably return, you know, at some point in the afternoon, and you all wait and planned it for like the evening, but everything's basically ready to go. So like the banners of Kel come home and everything are up on their return. But you give them that chance to like rest up from their journey. You can tell there's some dried blood on their clothes. Like they very much look like you look when you return from however many events. And we'll kind of go over after they freshen up and everything, and we go forward to the evening to the party. This is a zoom out moment. We'll zoom back in a second to basically everybody's here once again. Kind of think back to after the sparring piece with the Leshies. You know, it's another one of those times where, and it's been a little bit actually. I think that's one of the reasons everyone was so excited to do this, is have that opportunity where everyone is back and everyone has a moment to party. So everyone who you want to be here can be here. Whatever you want to do, you can do. There's a couple of things that you will hear about throughout the night. I'm going to start with the stories of how their trip went, and we'll kind of use that as to zoom back in and take it wherever you want to go from there. So there is, initially it's like a little awkward because no one's drunken anything yet, and you know, someone was playing music, and they're, you know, it's just a little okay, starting off party. Eventually Okoro is just like, come on, tell us how it is, what happened, what'd you do? And you find out that they went off to the farms off of Natambu, like out of Natambu, inland a little bit away from the rivers, and there was a farmer friend of Teacher Hasunu who needed, basically her livestock were being threatened. And she was trying to get some help for them. And nobody really was answering her from the city. So she reached out to her connect in the Magaambya, which is Teacher Hasunu, and asked for some help. And it turns out that there were these like, I have them right here. There were some giant mosquitoes and mosquito swarms that were in the area, and they had gathered recently, and they had needed dispersing basically. And it was a combination of finding them and tracking them, and like survival based and all sorts of stuff. And they went inland to Florida, and then eventually we're able to kind of deal with everything. It's a little odd for sure. I mean, they usually, like, there's conversation that breaks out from this of like, that's kind of so weird. I think Mariama, in her conspiracy theory kind of style, is going off on 1,001 reasons why. She's just like, what if they were coming for me because they, like, it was just like all sorts of things that were going on. And she's like, I wonder if all the bugs are connected, and like she goes off on these different theories of like, well, there was bugs on campus recently, and now there's bugs out in this, and the only connected pieces, well, us, so it has to be one of the four of us, like the four that went out, right? That has to be drawing, like she's just going off on different like conspiracy theories, probably to the absolute enrapturement of Okoro. Anchor Root is just enjoying this as well. Hayroom is like immediately dismissing this and like turning to other things. Hayroom Habram immediately is just like, what's that? To something that Ignacy's holding. You didn't have that before. And it turns out like, oh, this was what they gave us to like, Ignacy says it very casually, but this is what they gave us, and thanks. It's one of their prized possessions, apparently. Tal, your ears pick this up as Habram like takes the bag and is just like, it's like weirdly like kind of like soft and like furry a little. As he's just like, what is this? And he like touches it. As he pets it, the bag begins to purr.
What? Ignacy,
Zir also
what
sits
is
forward.
that? Why is it making noises?
She called it a bag of cats.
What?
Ha!
Immediately looks towards Chizire.
Chizir raises an eyebrow.
The two cat folks
And,
in
like-
the room
like-
being like, huh?
And like basically asks for it from Habram, who tosses it over. and just it's a second where you're so worried that he's not going to reach over to catch it, Chizire.
No, Tal's
and then
not worried. Yeah, no, Tal's not
Yeah,
worried.
yeah,
Tal
yeah.
knows. But Tal is going to go over there with Chizire to look at this
You want to open it?
concerned. Yes.
Yeah.
She wants it right meow.
Bring
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boo.
Make sure I get this right. Okay. So basically, as you go to open it, Ignacy, you see like, or you probably don't. You're talking to Chizire, Tal, but Ark, you're like eye on Ignacy. You see him reach out to be like, to like maybe stop this, but he just lets it happen instead. You open the bag, and nothing like happens for a second. Chizire turns it over and just shakes it for a second to like dislodge whatever's inside it. The opening of the bag, like almost like you're very familiar with an extra dimensional like bag of holding,
Uh-huh.
but you see the head and then the body and then the full existence as a leopard comes out in front of you.
Sheesh. Ark draws his weapon.
So
Oh,
it is like a summon animal. Basically, it's a 3rd level summon animal. It produces a leopard once per day. And because we'll say Chizire was the main one who did this, you see him kind of like put a hand out, and the leopard like makes that little like back of the throat gargle
Chirps.
and like chirps and like
Yeah.
waits. And so like he's not attacking. But there's a leopard here now suddenly in the middle of this party, and like Anchorroot like screeches and like scrambles back.
He's good. That's awesome.
Okay. They just look like peeking over the leopard to Ignacy. They just had this.
Was it like
Apparently.
a gift?
Yes, it was one of their prized possessions they've had for a while, and they haven't used it or had a use for it, so they thanked us with it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Well. Okay.
Okoro
I was gonna,
types
like,
it. Wait.
Wait.
I've heard of this. I've
You've
heard
heard
of
what?
this. This
A
bag.
leopard?
Hold on. I've heard.
Oh.
No, the bag. Can I see the bag? Like to Chizire, who like passes it off.
I'm just patting the top of the leopard's head.
Specifically this type of bag or other bags like it? Because I'm starting to wonder if there are bags of foxes, and I'm really concerned.
Okay, hold on. Don't freak out, okay?
Me?
And he takes the bag, and Okoro takes the bag, opens it, and like starts pulling it over his head. And it inexplicably gets like bigger as he pulls it down over his entire body.
Oh, you okay?
As it comes off of him, he exits the bag in the form of a large cat. This is Okoro as a cat.
Now is he like
As a cat.
is he like a Disneyland cat?
Like me and
No.
Chizire kind of
Or is it
cat
like-
person?
It's
Or
It's
like
the
It's like
horrifying
another
cats
leopard. Like
movie.
he's a
Okay.
little, he's Okoro sized. Like it's not quite a leopard. You can see certain markings that
He still has
make
his
you
hat.
identify it. Like if,
But not
if
like an
Okoro was wearing like a
anthropomorphic
necklace. No, like another cat, like another leopard. And it kind of like sits down and like raises a paw and like waves it awkwardly because it's not quite meant to do so. And you see like the pattern of the leoparding is like mimics vaguely the clothing. Like he has the necklace around. Like this is a Koro.
Whoa.
That is amazing. I'm really impressed.
Fun.
And Accord like dismisses it after a second.
Can I do it? Is it like I wouldn't be like upsetting anybody if I do that? I would like to do that, please.
You take the bag and after Accord like transforms back the bag in his hand. And
Like
whether
this?
for that it is basically a effect of a 3rd level animal form. So like wild shape kind of deal. And you try to take it. You try to put the bag over your head and it's like not quite fitting. And you think, if it had this effect, it's not working in it right now.
Am I doing? Is that like you're gonna hear it? Like his head? Like is it like, or how far down his head does it go?
Let's say you manage to get it like tightly over your eyes, like.
It's not working.
I must only be able to do it once per day.
That makes sense. I could have definitely identified it and not looked like a moron. Cool.
I mean, it's a party. You might as well try, right?
That's what
yeah,
most
sure.
magic items do.
Ignacy like just goes over to Mariama and was like, "I was a cat," and like high fives her.
Ignacy does or Okoro does?
Okoro
I was gonna say that feels so out of character.
So sorry.
Tal, like while all of this is like transpiring and the high five is happening, leans over to Shazire and just like in a very low voice whispers to him, "Well, I guess everyone's going to just have to admit that it's better to be a cat."
You see him grin. I suppose we could show them the superiority here by having this one do something. Do you have any ideas? Like the leopard is still just laying there at this point.
Yeah.
And you can tell he wants to play a prank. Like, anybody look like they need a drink?
As that's happening, like Hideaki's handing the bag back over to Ignacy.
Yeah.
Probably Hideaki, because it would be funny, and also he would get a kick out of it. He wouldn't get mad.
And you see him just kind of like look over at the leopard who begins to like stretch and get up. What is your intent here? Do you want, so you can have it like walk over and spill a drink something? You can have it do it like, what do you want?
No, I don't want it to spill anything on Hideaki, mostly because Hideaki's clothes are very colorful and stains on those would be ridiculous.
Shazire starts off by like taking a glass and placing it on the leopard's head, like balanced.
I think what Tao wants to try to do is to try to convince Hideaki that this leopard is actually casting magic. And to do this, we'll progress with Chizire, because I've got magic items that I keep forgetting about, one of which gives me Mage Hand.
Yes. And we'll say
so,
at this point, like drinks are like flowing, like we're getting on. Like I don't want this to be early on.
Yeah. And so I want to where Chizire was going, which is delivering a drink via the top of this leopard's head. But I want when the leopard approaches Hideaki to have it sit down and then to have Tal try to like float the glass like up to eye level. And I
think something Chizire does like makes the eyes of the cat glow for a second as the magic is happening, just to really like
like for a second, like he's having like a small flashback to like the fucking like fight in the whatever the zoo-y thingy that we were in.
Oh yes,
the menagerie. Yeah.
So there's like an immediate like, whoa, wait, hey, cool, we're cool. I like cats. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're good.
The leopard just raises one paw as the drink starts floating upwards.
Shut up. And like he puts his hand under it, like underneath.
Airfare, you at Arc, you're seeing this.
Yeah.
Am I seeing through it, or am I just seeing it?
I mean, make a perception check.
What if I make an Arcana check?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Mhm. I was gonna
You
roll
know
high
summon
enough, you'll be able
animal,
to
how
at
that
least
works.
see Tal.
Yeah, I have the spell. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 28.
Oh, 100. Yeah, you can
Okay.
absolutely see that, like, in the Tal is casting magic
right, for
in
sure.
this.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that that's what Tal is doing.
And summon animal does not. The leopard don't do non-leopard things.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. He'll just stay quiet, and he actually takes like a step back away from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like what actually? Well, you know what? I can't. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying that I'm not impressed, leopard.
The cat begins to put its paw down
Mhm.
and starts standing up from its sitting position. And the
All
cup floats like closer over to your face. It's like right in front of your face now.
Is there like a drink in the cup, or is it an empty
Yeah,
cup?
it's a full. It's like a drink.
He just takes the cup, and then realizing he has 2 drinks in his hand. To you all.
The cat immediately, like, turns around. Like suddenly, as soon as you grab the drink.
Is it still like up on his hind legs, or like did it come back?
Oh
down?
no, it's come back down
Okay.
now.
Okay.
And it like stretches that cat-like way and then flicks its tail up, so like it's just butt in your face as cats do.
Who was I forgot. Oh, Airfay. Make a perception check.
Tal is trying so hard to suppress the giggles.
Giggles, yes, yep, perfect.
20. I'm not doing well today.
No, how
Just
much was it?
tired.
20?
20.
Solid.
20. That's enough, actually. That's kind of where I was thinking. You see like the same stars in his eyes that you saw during the circus. Like just the absolute, the absolute
The
like,
wonder.
suspension.
Oh
of
my
disbelief.
god. Magic at a magic school. What is
But,
that? Oh.
yeah.
Shazir is cracking up. I think Okoro is in on this now, who's like seen this at some
Oh,
point.
100%. Yeah. The three of
Yeah,
us
and-
should not be together.
Y'all are a problem. That's very sure.
So shenanigans are not happening with the leopard best you can, as long as the spell lasts. What else is
Yeah,
happening?
it's not long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like at this point, like the leopard probably has moved on, so he's just, he's kind of like scanning the room a little bit and like kind of taking in, like giving himself permission to like not have the spotlight for the first time in a while, and he's just kind of relaxing.
Nice.
I think Tal, like. Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead,
No,
go
good. You go ahead. You. No, you.
You.
I demand it.
Okay. Ark.
Remember, she controls time.
That's true. Ark, at some point, wants to have a conversation with Arafay, like, relatively privately. If that makes sense. Like, still in the party. He's not going to ask Arafay to, like, leave the party, but
That's fair.
Let me ask real quick, who's drinking?
Arcus.
Me.
Arafay is nursing a drink because she's very tired and I feel like she's hanging out with the mellow people of Noxolo and Strands of Glowing Dawn.
Yes, perfect.
The mom and the goth.
Love it.
The mom, the
It's like
goth,
a
and the
pet
nurse.
corner.
It's been a long day.
There's Snaggles there, like Anchorroot's chicken is there. It's like the petting corner of like the chill.
Yeah. Ark's hanging out with Ignacy or nobody.
Excellent. So go ahead.
Ignacy, your
It's-
bust.
Yep.
See your bust. So in this moment, you can absolutely, like, Ignacy just like excuses himself to, like, you were hanging out with him and he's excused himself, so temporarily, so feel free.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at some point, Ark would just find a way, and or if they cross paths during this time, like, he's not looking to talk to Arafay very specifically about anything, but at some point, I imagine they cross paths, and Ark would be like, "How is everything?"
Stressful, but fine. How about for you?
I think it is Going good. Seems you are working for the teacher now?
My snake bit her and she's upset. So, yeah, I'm kind of her errand boy for a while.
Did you tell her to? Tell the snake?
No, I have no idea. She was absolutely fine with the rest of the students, and then Karide showed up and she literally left my grasp and went and just bit her, like straight for her.
That seems like an unfair punishment then.
She has not been happy with me for a while. She's very much a favoritism teacher, and ever since our little fireball incident, she's been awful, to be honest.
Is that your fault?
I don't think so, but she is volatile at the best of times.
Does that mean
She's very-
emotions?
Yes. She lets them direct her greatly, in my opinion.
The volatile would be she makes poor decisions because of her emotions, correct?
I think so, yes. I think she lets them blind her a little more than most.
Right. Understood. I hope you have a rest after the party.
I do too. And she is noticing that Ark was asking emotion questions again.
Mm-hmm. I think in this moment, there's a bit of an uproar in the side of the group that Okoro is now talking to Habram and Mariama, and somehow Noxolo also is in there, and they're kind of like, Okoro's like raising an eyebrow, and then eventually it's just like, no, I'm not saying you did. I was just curious. And Habram's like, I had nothing to do with them. I don't know why you would ask me. And like he's being incredibly defensive, and Noxolo is just trying to like, all right, like, well, no one's accusing you, Habram. It was just curious about the fires. It's okay. And like all of this stuff is kind of like being talked about.
Walking over there.
Yeah. And you can kind of come in on this, and XL is just like, it's no secret you tend to be a fire starter, Habram, but that's not a character flaw. Habram like getting kind of like ready now and is drunk a little bit much. Just like, I'm not saying it is. I like fire, but I didn't do it. And like it's just very like kind of flabbergasted and very loud here. And Okoro is just like, all right, yeah, no, you didn't do it. Like not helping situation.
Hideaki will put like a hand on on Okoro's shoulder. Do what?
Oh, I was just talking to Essie and Mariama about the fires that I was around campus, and I was joking and saying that, you know, well, I wasn't joking. I really was curious if Habram was doing it, but he says he wasn't.
There are fires?
You see Arafe look at you, Hideaki, and give you a smile, and be like,
Yeah. Oh, I haven't had a chance to talk to you. So, and like Okoro in their kind of gossiping way appraises you of like, well, there was one a few nights ago that basically one of the like buildings off, not very used, like a less used lab, basically some kind of fire had been started on the outside of the lab, and nobody was like aware of what happened, basically. So rumors were going around, and then the other night, like probably just the night before, another fire was found. Wait a second.
It was found in the Carnivorous Gardens.
Well,
Still,
we know
still
who the
burning
culprit
to
of
this
that.
day.
Roll credits.
If you
on the
walk
carnivorous
by, you
gardens.
can hear the screams of carnivorous plants.
Oh,
Nobody
so
could put
true.
it out. Not until the end of time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the
Much like
results
the
were,
fire
were
of Hideaki's passion. It could not be quelled.
Well,
there was a fire that was started outside of a lecture hall that wasn't in use this semester. A currently empty dormitory. And like I said, like alchemical lab that is not people use it but not frequently.
huh? That's odd.
Am I-
Eh,
Sorry.
You can hear this, yeah.
Okay.
This is like Habron was so loud that everyone
Yeah,
can hear it.
totally.
Ark
yeah.
is moseying over at this point, but Hideaki still feel free to go.
Yeah, we. By the way, we actually need to catch up. You and I. Talking about Okuro. But certainly, as a co-founder of Hang Gliders R Us, Habron would certainly never set fires array on
He
purpose
immediately
or on
puts
accident.
an arm around you,
Yeah.
and he's dwarf, and he's not quite tall enough to do it over
Right,
his shoulder, so he just
right.
kind of like grabs you around,
Yeah.
and is just like, "See, my buddy here knows that though I do
Co-founders.
admittedly like fire, I
Yeah.
would never do such a thing."
And also, it is simply a coincidence that we are both accused of starting fires recently. It is definitely
Exactly.
not.
I need to get
has
you a
nothing
drink.
to
And
do.
Habron is like gonna grab
I've-
more.
I still had one. I will take whatever number it is. Yep.
You probably finally finished like one of your drinks.
Yeah,
And now
100%.
you're back to having two again.
Right.
And I think
exactly.
at that point, like when Habron walks off, Ark will pop in and say, "It sounds like the fires were started at unoccupied buildings."
Indeed.
Yeah, seems so, says Okoro.
It seems
We
weird
do
for
have a lot of those. Remember when we were investigating the Hababe building and we were just like, why? There's so much like storage and like unused buildings. Like, I'm not saying that like we should just go around and like burn stuff down, but I am saying like if we're not
like,
using
shrugs.
But
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
it's a magical school where so many come and go. It's bound to have organizational and administrative failings, if you will.
Don't
Hiccups.
even get me started.
When half of the lore speakers come and go off campus for months at a time, a building out of use here is a building completely in use a month later.
Unless it's on fire.
That's true.
I just find it interesting that someone who is willing to start fires does enough research about a school that either they're in or not in would know exactly what buildings are unoccupied. Because while we do have a lot, there are more buildings occupied, I think.
Since Abram has walked away, Mariama leans in. Unless it's somebody on campus, glances over and like nods in Abram's direction, who really did do it.
Well, okay. I don't know if. Here's the thing. I think it is no coincidence that fires are happening right after a fire happened in the city by someone. Me.
Yes, it could have been Hideaki.
So it certainly could have been me. It was not, because I was studying. So,
Okoro's like, so two potential culprits.
I literally just ruled this out, Okoro. I literally just ruled this out.
And this is like maybe a little of the alcohol, but Art gets like a little louder and he goes, "But if it was Hideaki or Habram, they would probably claim it."
Mariama
I
points
would.
to you, Ark, like, that's a good point.
And also, I don't know shit about the buildings here. It's a lucky that I can find Jonatimo's office every once in a while.
You are ahead of me in classes. You must be smart enough to know about the buildings. I do.
I mean, I am smart enough. I just choose not to. Sometimes part of the reason why I'm more successful than you is
That is
because
your downfall.
that I.
Yes.
What's my downfalling?
choosing not to apply yourself?
Because I choose to focus on things that are more important.
Noxolo's
like leaning in and
say-
smiling.
Noxolo gives you a very worried look, Airfay, like, do we need to step in here?
Nope, just let them go. This is fantastic.
Let them go.
Meanwhile, on like the
Let 'em
other
cook.
side of the room, Tal is just like hearing this start, like an ear just turns in that direction,
totally,
Yes.
totally,
and is
totally.
like peeking up.
Right.
Like
You and Chazire are on
getting
like
ready.
the most comfortable beanbag chairs. So, like, this is
Oh
like
my
the,
God,
the
yeah.
best spots.
It's showtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
Airfay leans over to Noxol and goes, "They're not rivals."
I find it so funny, R2, that suddenly I surpass you, and then suddenly I'm the one that's like unfocused, and you were just preparing for my downfall from grace. Well, guess what? Not gonna fucking happen.
I never said you were unfocused. I said you focused on the wrong things.
And yet I'm beating your ass.
Okara was like, oh, it's totally egging this on.
Yes, that is what
That sounds right.
I started the conversation with.
Airfay's starting to pay a little bit of attention because Hideaki's voice shifted from joking to getting to seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
So she's starting to pay closer attention.
Yeah, I think Tal is like looks over to Chazire and just mouths, "I'll be right back," and is gonna
He mouths back, "You're lost."
That is another one of your downfalls.
What's another one of my downfalls?
Well, you don't accept help because you think you're further ahead of everyone.
That's not true at all.
I was just trying to tell you something you did incorrectly.
Hey, Airfay, did I ask you for help the other day?
Airfay said something that Ark would have heard. I just want you to say it one more time.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Pot calling the kettle black on that one, Noxolo.
Oh.
I think Ark hears this but doesn't quite know what it means.
Okay. Oh,
Fair enough.
it's an idiom. That's true.
And then Hideaki will 100% say, Airfay, did I not ask you for help just the
You
other
ask me
day?
for help all the time.
Right. And also, isn't me going to your sparring club every morning also me asking you for help? Because
No.
how is that not the case?
Because I opened it up to you?
But I chose to go.
Did you ask the school for help?
In the manner of speaking, by attending, sure. Because the idea is...
You asked the ground you walk on for help, then.
Not physically. They're not exactly the best at communicating, R2.
But you have
Speaking of,
you have
and Tal is
Go
Tal's
ahead.
going to
I
just
think
walk
Art gets interrupted.
Tal is literally, 100%. Tal is going to
Yep,
interrupt and walk
yep.
between the two of you.
Yep.
And if you're, did you walk close enough? Not like close, but like close enough that if Tal went between you and like put arms
physically
around you, I
separated?
could do that.
100%, because
Were you
Hideaki
rivals
close.
t-shirt
Okay, cool.
close?
We were definitely rivals t-shirt close.
Yeah. Then Tal is just gonna like part the waters and then just scoop around both of you, either an arm or like
Both of
whatever.
you kind of get forced ducked down for this. by the way.
Yeah, because I'm short.
Because I'm tall. Yep.
Yeah, and you're both
Yep.
very tall. So yeah, Tal just like tiptoes up and then kind of pulls you down. This
Yep.
is supposed to be a fun time, a party time. And Tal's like looking towards both of them. Why are we having what sounds like it could be an argument?
Are we having an argument?
Is this an
Well,
argument?
I don't
Tal
feel
was
like
like
this is an
looking
argument.
around and makes eye contact with Aerith.
Is it? This feels like a regular. Go ahead.
It might be. It appears to be an argument. It
I
is
see.
a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
I see.
So
Essie kind of mimic, like, funnily enough, with an arm similarly around Habram an arm around Essie, walking back towards this piece going, what is Habram talking about regarding proving his innocence about fire?
You didn't start the fires, Essie.
It was always burning.
There's the hunt now? Damn it. This is really good.
Oh, that was so good.
yeah.
I low-key want a hero point for that, so please don't get hero point.
Give it
deserve
away.
it.
We didn't start the fire.
Oh my
It's
god.
always burning.
Fuck me. I'm fucking toast.
I
Oh, it's
think-
fucking perfect.
Tal just like pats the shoulders of the two large, tall.
The tall
Folk.
boys. Yeah.
I'm like
and say,
5'9", thanks.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 5'2". You're tall.
And I'm like 6'3".
And then it's like this.
You're actually just like swinging
and-
between them.
Yeah.
We're accidentally weakening Bernie's you.
100%. But just gives you a little pat, and says, "Have fun. Have fun.
I'm having fun.
Maybe different fun." And it's just gonna like let you go and give you just like a tiny push away from each other. Not like a push, but just like a little like maybe mingle somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
Ar-
is gonna
Ar-
turn towards Arafe and just do this.
Ark will give
Walk
you
towards Arafe.
a half bow, Hideaki, and then just kind of turn on his healing, go elsewhere.
Okay.
And he just turns to everyone else. And that, everyone, is a typical Hideaki Arc 2 conversation.
And this is normal.
Yeah.
I think Habram comes up to you though. Essie's like kind of propping him up. Habram has drunk a little bit too much and is now immediately grabbing you as you've kind of been separated in this moment, Hideaki, and is just like, "We need to hunt fire. Let's go."
Wait.
It's trying to,
Why do
like,
we need to
pull
hunt
you.
fire? Why do we need to hunt
go
fire right now?
hunt Fire.
What a sentence. Hold on.
He
we have plenty
goes.
of fire.
He
We have
like
plenty of fire.
pauses and he turns to you. He like lets go and he like
Where are we going?
looks at you and he's like, "Come down. Come here.
Come,
And like,
like,
makes you like lean down.
oh, like, oh,
yeah,
oh,
like
oh,
go, get eye level. Get to eye level.
okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And he looks at you.
Is Okoro with us as well?
Everybody's around here.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Okay.
He's like, "You and me,
Yeah.
we have to prove our innocence.
Do we?
This is slander. I won't have it." He starts
Wait,
getting really loud in your face.
Wait, like in like clasps his shoulders. Wait. I don't think that anyone actually truly believes that it's
No,
you or
I
me.
won't have my name be even remotely
Besmirched is
close,
The word. Besmirched is the word you're looking for. Yep.
besmirched
Yep. Mm-hmm.
in regard to these fires. And you see
Right.
his like eyes like light up
Nice.
at fire, and
But
you wonder
maybe-
how much does Habram
Right.
like fire?
Right. And I was like, but maybe we can do it after a nap.
Tomorrow, bright
You-
and early. First thing when
After
he turns
sparring
around,
club-
points at
after
Anchor
sparring
Root's
club-
chicken. When that crows, roost.
Does it? It's not a. It's not a club.
Anchor Root, and he turns to like find Anchor Root.
It's
He's
not a
like,
club.
"What?" And gets pulled into a conversation of like, "What noise does a chicken make?"
And so he's just gone. Yeah. Like he just turns around to everyone else that's listening. He's just like, yeesh.
I think at some point, like Tal has kind of made their way back towards wherever Chizere is, and I know at the end of the last session that you had mentioned that Tal had started to see more frequently the threads of connection between people
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
waking space.
And do you want to try to look at it, like look for it?
Yeah, kind of in this with all of these people that Tal knows and is friendly with, all in one place, with a little help of the Chizere special of beverages, is kind of like I wonder where all of these connections intermingle.
Yeah. Make me an occult check as you try to tune in. Now you're fully rested, technically. All your spell slots, so it's gonna be a lower DC.
Yay! Kid's still poisoned though, because I didn't figure out that I was cursed.
Love that.
So, how would I? Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, don't even worry about it. Oh no! What is this? Occultism, the thing that I'm good at. 21.
Okay. You kind of like call Nim a little closer to you. Just something about that seems to help. And you have like a hand on Nim, and you try to just like are you sitting back down as you kind of just like looking around?
Yeah, if I can get a clear like view of
360.
most everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. 21.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hero point that?
She's never asked like this before. I don't like it.
What is the raw roll that you rolled?
I rolled a 7.
That's what I was gonna guess.
So, yeah.
It's my favorite question as a Pathfinder2e GM.
Yeah.
You want to hero point that? No matter what the roll is.
I will hero point it.
Yeah.
Spend that fate altering whatever. Natural 20
There it is.
for a 34.
Isn't fate such a wonderful thing? I don't make the
then
rules.
I die. I explode.
Your eyes. You're closer to Chizire right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Chizire might even notice a golden like glint in your eye as you shift your focus from not necessarily this plane, but from the tangible and real to the fluid and fate. And you see, as you always do immediately, the bright thread between you and Nim. And then you kind of, from your chest, see splintering outwards almost. And it's odd how this thread is taut like wire sometimes, where how it splits and turns, and loose as yarn in others when it ducks around like objects or things like that. Like it's this weird, you couldn't place it to a real world material. And you see in front of you the connections. The line, thin but solid, between you and Ark. The line between you and Hideaki. The line between you and Arafe. As you're seeing this, you know these don't last long. So where do you look?
Who do you care about?
Choose your destiny.
Ignacy.
Ooh.
That's where I'm gonna start.
You look to Ignacy, and you see that similar threads that splinter out of him and how they connect to those around him. You see in the immediate, stronger, brighter, heavier lines connecting between those he had just left on a mission with, Essie, Mariama, and Anchor Root. And almost as you're watching, you see them fading to regular lines. And you find the one brightest thread and see it directly to Arc 2. You glance at Arc 2.
Mm-hmm.
You see that bright thread that you know came from Ignacy, and you watch glinting, faint, thin gossamer, the connections from all three of you, how thin they get when they touch Arc. I'll let you glance one other area.
And that's different. And it's different.
It's just dimmer. Different with Ignacy?
compared to the one that is connecting to Arc from Ignacy. Is that what
Yes, Ignacy's is brighter. thicker.
Okay.
Your natural 20. I'll let you do one more.
Oh my god.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Too much. OP.
Get yourself intertwined with fate. Like, just do it.
I tried. I read the book. You haven't talked to me. So.
With due respect,
you
I
haven't
pick up
talked to me.
I picked up fortune telling lore and I have yet to use it. So
Hey,
told you.
guess
I
who?
have
not
Guess
read
what?
the book.
Fortune telling is
I'm the only one.
BS. That ain't fate, bro. That's the
Also-
power of suggestion.
I think at this point I'm
Um,
the only one who hasn't read that book.
Is Archie
No,
read
I don't know if Arc
I
has.
don't think
think
Ark
Ark
has
is.
because he doesn't
Oh, I
care.
thought Ark had for some reason.
Nah, that book's crap.
I have a question for Duval.
Hello.
Is Overnosa out?
No.
Right.
Okay.
Actually,
Um,
hold on. Let's have some fun with it. Roll a D100.
Okay. Is this just an over under?
Yes.
Okay.
50-50.
And the
Yeah.
reason is for what you got?
I want to hear your reason.
The reason is to determine if, as like a fun party thing,
He's about to do it.
100%.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, I rolled double digits of 77.
Yeah.
77. That's
You
a
had
great
to-
number.
So whatever
You
that
had-
gives.
You had to roll above a 51. He's out.
Yeah, I think Hideaki at this moment is over by the animal corner, and actually engaged in probably a conversation with Anchor Root for a brief moment.
Oh my
Of,
god, I love
like-
it, yay!
Of like talking, because like you see her like struggling with Habram, and in an attempt to like just disrupt whatever's happening there, you bring over Noza.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so that catches your attention at the corner of your eye, Tal,
Okay.
and you go from Arc to over Noza.
Mm-hmm.
The manifestation of Overnosa, you watch it in this odd time of as it happens and as these strings shift and move, which you don't often get to see as he appears. You see the bright beam of connection between Overnosa and Hideaki, like shining so brightly. And the additional thread that immediately attaches to you from Overnosa. And then a thread from Overnosa to Arafe. And a thread from Overnosa to Rin. And that, I think, is a good time
What
to
a
go to break.
great time to go to break!
That sounds like a good time
Oh
to go.
boy!
Welcome back.
Look,
Look, flawless.
Wow,
Welcome
look
back
at that.
for the very
Definitely
first time.
not
for the
for
very
me.
first
is-
19,000.
This is the first time we've been here ever.
First time.
After break on
So let me
episode
introduce my
19.
character.
So- I'm playing Bob.
Hi, I'm Syrup. So we come back to. We'll close off the night to an extent. Tall. Short
Tall.
Tal. All the different
Tall
versions of Tal.
Alternate universe.
Seeing these threads, I think at this current point, there's not much you can do with this information, as that in that last moment of like following those threads, like it fades, and that's longer than it normally looks for you. You normally just get glances of this, but you got a natural 20 thanks to fate. So the rest of the party like continues. Eventually, Essie literally strong arms Habram into his room, like kicks him in the door and like shuts the door behind him. And things are starting to calm down. Hideaki, are you doing your thing tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right. So,
Because there is a lot of alcohol in his system.
yeah. So the
But he is
night
having a good
fades.
time, though.
Good. And I hope that it is in the long run, despite whatever heated interactions between Ark and Hideaki and the like, that it becomes a fun connection evening that you all haven't had in a while. Arafe, I don't know if you tap out very early or not in your exhaustion, but it still was a nice, refreshing reminder of people around you.
Oh yeah, she's definitely the lightweight who fell asleep on the couch about an hour ago.
Perfect.
Noxolo has to wake her up to get her to go to bed.
Noxolo probably doesn't, and instead sets up. She knows how they know how stressed you've been, and I think they'll like grab their own blanket from their room, like cover you up, tuck you in a little bit, letting you rest for now, because they know that if you wake up and get up, like you'll probably try to do something more work or something before, and so they set up Snabble,
Snapple.
kind of like on guard duty around you, and push the party like down the hall a little bit so that nobody bugs you, and is very adamant about that.
You're not gonna be like, everything.
Yeah, and Noxolo is just
Where
like,
you at?
Noxolo is normally very calm, but they do like set up, like they are talking and chatting with other people, but they set themselves up kind of like on the way so that if anybody goes past them, they're keeping an eye on, so nobody bothers Arafe. It's very cute. And the rest of the night eventually ends. The following day, Hideaki, at first you're not sure if Habra really is gonna be bright and early. You have an idea that, he's probably passed out right now. And no, he's not. But nonetheless, you wait for a minute and you check in, and whoever, like, during breakfast, like, Habram's not even there. He's still gonna be sleeping that off for a while, so you think you're okay.
I'll probably run by his room afterwards.
Yeah. But that's aside. I mean, when are you headed off?
Yeah, but like right before he goes to check in on Habram, he probably like passes by Ignacio's room for a second. Takes a deep breath in and out, and knocks on his door.
Very briefly before this moment during breakfast with all of you, are you making any plans today in regards to the fires? Are you like trying to see if are you planning to go or on your own with Habram, just so we know after this, before Hideaki says, let me go check on Habram.
Remember, so
what is the plan for the day?
I think Hideaki will say, I don't know if this is particularly urgent. So like if like Habram doesn't wake up for the day, like maybe we just keep things moving. But I'm kind of, if he's up and about, then certainly we can check in on this. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
This is in breakfast with all of
Yeah,
you.
100%. Yeah, during breakfast.
Oh, no worries. Hold on real quick. Well, camera issue. Arafe doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Weird.
I don't know what happened.
I'm Rin now.
Hmm.
It was a shadow.
It's because you came for me during the break, so that's why you gotta go.
I say my camera's still working.
Yeah, it is.
The stream said no.
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 All right. Well, this is to let you guys know I've been fired. I'm not allowed to be on the show.
Thank God.
Oh
Finally.
no.
You thought you were gonna come to Florida, huh? But I can super riff. So Tao,
What?
how do you think that the party went?
It was really different.
Yeah. It was kind of nice, actually. This will become very surprising for me, but kind of nice to not be the center of attention for once.
That is a little surprising, actually,
Yeah,
to hear you say that.
I know. growth?
Maybe? Maybe?
I did have a really good time. Thanks for helping set all that up.
I'm glad. I'm glad you didn't stress yourself out too much.
Yeah. Thought I would
needing to
save
do
that for
things-
today.
Well, you don't have to do everything right away, all the time.
Yeah.
You
It's,
can give it a little bit.
It's funny I joke about growth. Teacher Ott said to me that, like, with patience comes growth. So I'm just trying to hold on to that lesson. That's another weird thing, listening to teachers. What has become of me?
It's like they're full of knowledge and good advice,
I
and they can
appreciate.
teach you things.
I'm glad we're on the same
Medical
sarcastic
teachers.
page.
Aerofe's
Eat
just
another
watching you
slice
guys
of mango.
talk.
Yeah.
Eat her
And, like,
second bite.
as you eat the mango, he just goes, ugh.
Mangoes. And what was the response in regards to the plans for the day?
Oh, we were just riffing.
No, I'm bringing us back.
Yeah.
Right. So what were you saying about today?
Yeah. So my thought process is that though fires are certainly a concern, it seems to be focused on non-emergency situations. And if everyone wants to sleep it off, we could probably wait a day. But I can go check on him afterwards and see.
Well, it is on campus, so
I mean,
we could probably see it.
yeah, we can let Abram rest his weary body. Because they talked about it last night. A couple of places that we can go and look,
Mhm.
at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if there were fires, they're probably not hard to spot.
Yeah, kind of smell it before you see it, right? Smoke, fire,
I
right?
doubt they're still burning.
Yeah, yeah.
I think in this conversation for each of you, let's say, to give it a sense of time, it has been like 3+ weeks at
Yeah.
this point on campus. And Airfa especially being as exhausted as you are, but everybody back in the monotony of the classes, you're grounded and you're feeling it, but like until this conversation of like, oh, there's something to investigate. I don't know if that kind of re-sparks something of like, oh, it has been a while since we've been able to like do something interesting and not just study and campus. And while the party was fun, I'll let you all think on like if this reignites anything or gets you something to sink your teeth into just a little bit.
Yeah. It's kind of the reason why, like, I think that his study check was successful was like he sort of, with all the things going on, he kind of forgot why he came here in the first place. And so I think he's worried that this is a distraction. He doesn't say it out loud though.
Yeah. And with that, unless anybody wants something to share, I'm fine with it being left to the thought.
Yeah,
Aside.
I think that it's been an interesting refocusing, I think, for Tal to reconnect with people outside of this group. Like Miriyama, I'm sure, and when she was around, and Chijire and Okoro, and like having time to like not be expected to save the world, so to speak. I think is exactly what Tal had been so tired of being the one quote unquote to carry this burden. So just having these like couple of weeks to be busy, be grounded. But sometimes, if you're up in the air too long, you got to come down forcibly sometimes. And it's,
Oops.
It's nice.
It's been
The
good.
Hideaki story.
Awesome.
Yeah, the Hideaki story. Yeah.
Faye, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
is
Oh, buddy.
looking for wanting to do this because she is kind of starting to. She's one of these individuals that needs to feel useful. And when we're doing stuff, she felt useful. And in doing these past few weeks, the ebb of that responsibility she's supposed to have has been pushing back in. So she'd like to feel useful again.
Yeah, I think Teacher Ott, you've finished your lessons with him at this point, which at first you were like, yay. And then you were like,
Ugh.
that was actually something I was looking forward to compared to Teacher Ulawa. And Kuride has, it's probably been like almost a week and a half to 2 weeks at this point, and you're like, I snake bit you, can we move on now? Like, you know, like it's gotten to that point, because at first you were like, I have to clean out the insect cage, great. And then it was like, go get these papers from this other teacher, and it's gotten to this point of like, you're looking for something for me to do, and this is not.
Let me go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let my people go.
And lastly, how about you, Eric?
Yeah, I think Art, through very little conversation, makes it clear of two things: that he wants to look into the fires, and that if they don't, Ignacy's crew will.
Yeah, that spurs Tal into wanting to.
I'm so glad you said that, because immediately he goes, well, fuck that.
Perfect. On that note, I'll just add a really quick "you wish," and
That's really funny.
I mean,
okay. I mean that could go for Arc. I'm not naming names.
Hideaki.
Spoiler, it's not me.
Yeah.
Spoiler, it's not Tal. Me.
But let's
yes, Tal.
Let's jump forward to when you go check on Habram real quick, and we'll zoom back to that moment where you take a deep breath and knock
Sure.
on Ignacy's door.
Yep. Oh, cool. So yeah, I'll head to Abram's door, and he'll kind of take a look at the sort of the I forgot it's like a doorknob or handle or whatever, and kind of chuckle for a second, remembering like the last time he was here, he broke in.
Ignacy, not Habram, right? You said Habram, just make it.
Oh, I thought we were doing Abram first. Sorry, we're doing Ignacy first.
No, yeah, I mean,
You had said that you were on your
Habram
way
I
did.
to Abram, but
I
you stopped
have
to go to Ignacy's.
ADHD.
You're good.
Yeah. To do things backwards. We're going to Ignacy's. Let's go.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and there's that usual moment of like shuffling before the door opens, just as it always does, just a little bit at first, and you see Ignacy kind of like pushing his hair back. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you
Can I help
have
you?
Yeah. Do you have a few minutes to take a walk with me?
Glances back into the room for a second, and then he's like, certainly.
All right.
He opens the door just a little bit, enough to like step through, and closes it behind him, like you don't get a good look at his room.
As he like comes out, his heart is beating very, very fast. So once again, congratulations on your trip.
Thank you.
Glad things are going at least well from my perspective. I don't know how you feel.
I think they're going rather well. I took
Good.
Ark's advice.
Yeah. So I had a bit of a personal question for you, if you don't mind.
He looks at you for like he does give you a glance, and I'm assuming you're like walking around
Yep.
campus a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, and he's making a point to like go like outside.
Mhm.
So, hopefully our time of punishment is coming to a close sometime soon. Which means, and I haven't talked to everybody else about this, but I think that means that the large target on our backs is about to become very large once again, as we hopefully continue to look into frog legs and whatever else is going on. By the way,
Have you talked to Genetima about this?
Not yet. There's a couple
Oh.
things on my mind in that regard.
So this is conjecture?
Yes. Because that's not what I want to talk to you about.
What is it that you'd like to talk to me about then?
He like swallows hard. So do you remember the first day that I got here?
Kind of looks back and he gives you this very like vaguely.
Sure. Well, you walk through the hallway and he kind of like motions down to his purple robes and
With my impeccable fashion sense.
Yep, they if you recall, they caught my eye along with your wonderful hair, features, and large,
Are you looking for fashion
fascinating
tips?
books. No, I'm actually quite actually not yet. And at least from my perspective, we've been talking here and there. First is study buddies. And
Eavesdropping.
Then well, that happened later. That only happened like one time.
I thought we were listing things. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, sure. You list. You tell me. Sure.
No.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Okay. The truth is, it was never about your book.
He raises one eyebrow. and I think he slows down a little in his gait.
And before things get too dangerous, because after what happened at the gardens, I think for the first time in a while, I think I'm really confronting my own morality. And I just don't want to leave things left unsaid if I can.
Kind of stops fully, turns to you. All right.
So what I'm doing, the traditional walk down the Hideaki highway of words, is, and I looked this up, I don't know how else to say this, I like you. I think that you're amazing. And, I thought that I would be upset at you about you tattling the Jonatimo, but I wasn't, because I don't blame you for trying to do what you think is right. As a matter of fact, I admire that. And so, like, all the times that I've been wanting to ask you, remember how, like, I asked you during when we were doing our investigation if you wanted to, like, hang out at a bar and stuff like that, and you were like, no, I'm okay, I don't want to, I just want to do, like, business only and stuff like that. That was sort of my way of trying to get to know you before I like, did this conversation, and that didn't work, and so...
For sake
of
clarity.
Uh-huh. You want to go on a date?
Are you saying... You see him kind of like freeze himself, looking down, and like he's very clearly trying to like gather thoughts.
Internal monologue, he just goes, holy shit, I did it.
Hideaki.
Yep.
I'm incredibly flattered.
Uh-oh.
He
looks down at the ground now, too.
Typically. And at first as well for me when you arrived on campus. There's a charm about you. And I'll be honest, I entertained the thought. I live a complicated life. And I think in my time of watching and getting to know all of you, I see a honesty and a pureness in you. I don't think that would be a good idea. I
Why not?
believe you have a very good heart. And I you see him gathering his thoughts and gathering his words. I don't think we view the world in the same way.
Is that required when you want to date someone?
Not always.
So then,
But in this case, I don't know that it's something that I'm ready for. And he kind of puts a hand like on your forearm, just like, I'm sorry.
he kind of sits there in the silence for a little while. If I had asked earlier, would you have said yes? Where you knew all of this?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe foolishly, maybe not. I don't play what ifs.
You have no idea how hilarious that is.
I know it's not the answer you wanted to hear, and I am very sorry.
Can I be very honest with you?
Of course.
I had a feeling, but I just had to know.
I think that's admirable. I prefer open honesty.
Yeah, because if Frog Legs kills me and stuff, and I'm like laying there, blah, and it's like I should have talked to Ignacy.
And I think he just wasn't expecting that and absolutely chortles. Hideaki.
Ignacy.
Despite my own ambitions, my ego is not so big that I can't admit a confidence that you and your cohort are going to kick Frogleg's ass. So don't have those types of thoughts. And again, I'm sorry. And now at this point, like, Ignacy gets a little awkward. I'm sorry it's not the answer you wanted. I do appreciate it. You're very handsome. And
Oh, thanks. You too. Well, you knew that. I already said. Yep. Okay.
right.
Hey, but before you go or whatever, thanks for hearing me out. And for what it's worth, I believe that we will.
That's the spirit. It's very awkward.
You are definitely not good at that. That's
I'll
cute.
work on it.
All right.
I'm not good at
What are we supposed to do now? We're supposed to hug this out? I don't really know what to do.
I think
I've never
we'll
done this
just-
before. I will say this. Now that like it's a no and like we're cool with that ish. This definitely went better than the last time I tried to do something like this. So
you came, I think, a little bit, like, I don't know, like, 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 a little bit, like came Oh, you're not referring to me. I understand.
No, don't get me wrong. You're not like silver medal or second place or anything like that. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, nope. That's not what I mean.
Don't worry.
Because
hadn't thought about that.
You were first.
until
You were
now.
first. You were like from the very beginning. This is how do we? Okay.
I'm going to go back to the
I'm
doors.
gonna go for that way. Right. Oh shit! No, I'm supposed to go talk to.
Have a good day, and he's just going to like turn
I'm
around.
gonna close my eyes and you just go somewhere.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh wow!
The D. How sad.
I love nervous Hideaki word vomit.
So cute. Oh man. I don't think Ignacy was ready for that at all.
I don't think any of us were ready for that.
Wow.
Glory.
Now I'm
Wow.
curious as to what the hell you're going to talk to Essie about.
Unfortunately, I don't think that is something we'll have time to this time, but
Hideaki's like, strikeout.
I
Let's
will
go for
say-
the next one.
I will. It's funny you say that, Star, because as the scene fades, he pulls out and like he starts to walk towards Haberm's room. He pulls out a piece of paper. I forgot what we call paper in
Parchment?
this.
Paper.
Parchment.
Paper.
Thank you.
Newspaper.
Parchment.
Paper.
Bolded parchment.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we just see. We don't see what's on the piece of paper. We just see him strike through a name.
These are my 15.
which means there's a
people.
list.
My
Yeah.
conqueror list.
You don't know. You don't know what's on it.
Amazing.
I must
all
ask
right, so
everybody.
Is the first one a very short name that's been crossed out as well? Like maybe 3 letters?
He'd never cross that name out.
no, there's two. Okay, hold on. There's a couple 3-letter names here.
Art.
That's
I have an answer,
or
but
Tao.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Are there
Tal,
blank spaces
Essie.
to put more names
No,
in?
he would write Talyacha.
Okay, and then he would write Arc
he's
2.
No, he's like, what? No, would he?
Would he?
I think he would.
He would not. He would write Tal.
He would probably write
Mostly
he would
because
probably write T and A, unless he actually has feelings for Arafe.
All right, so we say
Yaki's
you
death
check in
note.
on Habram. He's very hungover and probably not going to be doing much today.
Mhm.
Do you want us to just go and do? Is it like through the door? Because he'll totally yell
Oh,
at us
please
through the
stop
door.
yelling.
Well,
wrong
you
accent. Stop
should
yelling.
have opened the door. I can't message you. I can't.
Too far.
We're gonna go check things out, all right? And I'll come tell you what happens.
And you just hear like dry heaves.
All right. Do you need me to like get Arafe or Degaroo or
Essie
something?
like comes back with like from the other from her room, or actually comes probably back from the dining hall, and you see her carrying like some fruit and some
Cool, you got
water
that
and
handled?
stuff.
Got it. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. We'll keep you guys.
I'd say
we'll
this
keep
was
you
the
posted.
first time, but it's not.
Oh, this was your second go round? Oh, geez. Okay, got it. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Essie, for being the best.
Chris kind of waves at you. As we move forward, and you all reconnect, I'll say it's probably one of the few days that you don't have classes. I'll say you probably don't have we'll say perhaps a little bit later you probably have community service day today out in the city, but that like starts in the afternoon, so you do have the rest of the morning, early afternoon if you so choose.
Let's go find where arson was committed that wasn't by us.
Arson.
Hell yeah. Where do you like to go? Do you want to go to the
The alchemical laboratory says art.
Yeah.
Was the alchemical library, or sorry, the lab was at the most recent one? Did I get that right?
yes, we'll say yes.
What were the three? Is alchemical lab
Electrical.
A lecture
Lecture
hall
hall?
and an unused dorm.
and unused? Yeah.
Currently
unused
dorm
Let's
lab.
go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you head on over to the lecture hall, and it's easy enough for you to track down. It's campus. So So you kind of start going around the building because you said it was set outside, and you takes you like not very long at all. On the one of the exterior walls on this building has burn marks and kind of damage left behind up on the wall. Some of the bushes a little singed and burned around, and then these marks that sort of come up jaggedly onto the side of the wall. You guys are taking like a little investigative look around here. What exactly is happening?
I
So
think.
I have a feat
Yeah, go for it.
called. I don't know if it'll work. It's not gonna work because it's not something that somebody owns.
Oop.
Okay.
Hideaki's going to, even though, as we've joked, like, low magical school, he's going to cast Detect Magic.
Awesome.
See what
Get everybody give me like the one action that you're doing in this moment. You can take a look around, perception.
Art just wants to see if the fire was magical. Not he doesn't want to detect magic because he doesn't think anything is still here, but he wants to see if the fire was started magically.
Okay.
I want to look where the fire's like point of origin seems to be, and like look around that area to see if anything was like left behind, got caught on anything from whoever started the fire,
Footprint.
or like like
We don't
traces
start the
of
fire. Sorry.
who may have been in this area. Physical traces.
So are you looking to do like a nature check, or you want to do a perception check?
I think I want to do a perception check.
Arc, actually, as odd as it is, as you're kind of investigating the more material side of things and looking for signs of magic, I'm going to actually ask for a crafting check.
I'm gonna hear about that.
Oh.
Ooh.
I rolled a 21, so I'm gonna hear a point.
Well, before you give me numbers, because I will forget.
Jeez.
So I have a perception around the area. I have a crafting. I already forgot what you were doing,
Detect
Hideaki. I'm
magic.
sorry. Detect magic. Okay, that's just you're casting a spell. And then Airfey.
Airfey would like to use survival to kind of track for any footprints that are coming around, what direction they came from, where they were going, if there's anything noticeable about those tracks.
Go ahead and let's start. We'll start with the detect magic, and then keep your numbers in your head so I can not have to remember them with my ADHD brain. So you cast detect magic over the area. This brings up a very interesting question for me brain. Hold on.
I just rolled so many bad rolls in a row. I spammed it because I got so mad at roll 20.
Because you're not GMing, so you're not doing
really
Because
bad.
Hideaki's better than you, that's why.
They're quite bad.
They're considering you have a plus 14, and the highest you got was a 23 out of the 12.
I just spam clicked and I
10.
did not roll over a
Yeah.
natural 10.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
it was very
immediate
bad.
of the detect magic, you are not seeing any immediate signs of magic. At least aside from everything obviously on your persons and blah blah blah, but
totally.
there is not like the burn marks are not lit up. There is nothing nothing inherently magical. As you step forward, so Arc, let me do Arc next. You step forward and investigate a little bit more closely. Immediately as you step closer, there is a oddly strong scent of sulfur that hits your nose. It's actually not very strong. It's like faint at this point. But this is the latest of the one, so you came here first, and it still lingers in the air. Now, what was your roll?
I hero pointed from a 21 to an 18.
Oh, why'd you do that though?
It's a great question.
But why?
I mean, because
though?
my 21 was a natural 7, and so my
Ah.
18 was a natural 4.
So you're saying Arc failed? Just wanted for the audience at home? Is that-
I'm saying Ark was actually looking
The
for
second time?
magic, and then
For
the
the second
GM
time?
decided to make him look for crafting. So yeah, he failed since he was looking for magic.
Well, I was looking for
Okay,
magic,
yeah,
and I'm
it's
really
my
good at
fault.
it, and I'm better at it than you. So
Yeah, you're not sure. Like there is like a residue of something, but you can't quite figure out if there's magic in it. Like it's very like soot like and stuff, so it's a little hard for you to figure out. So you're not sure. But yeah, you do smell the sulfur as you kind of step close to the marks on the wall. Hal, what's your roll?
25.
25, and you
Nice.
were perceiving, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you look around you, in the like grass and things like that. I mean,
I'm trying to
You're
look
not
for, like, specifically, I'm trying to look for an object or something that is tactile, that may or may not be connected to a person.
understood. You look around. You do not see any objects.
Okay.
You do, however, from this angle see there's like a little like you're all in odd areas of the campus, but you do see like a picnic table in line of sight of this area, like down off a little ways. That you see like a couple students sitting around there, and you know this is like a frequently used area. And you do think of like if somebody saw anything, that might be a good place to like they might have seen
Okay.
something from that angle.
Okay.
Airfay.
I got a 25 in survival.
Okay. And you're looking for tracks more.
Specifically going on the tracking route, yeah.
Okay. You can tell that there's like people that have walked through here since the fire. You also, I'll say, because you're kind of leaning close and doing the more natural way, as you kind of head a little closer to the marks on the wall, smell the faint leftover like sulfur that like hangs in the air, or sulfuric smell anyways. I think you're looking down closely, but you do extend it upwards when you see like, okay, there's enough tracks here that like people have come and looked at the site, and you're not really going to, this is campus, you're not really finding anything like specific here. You turn your attention upwards at the marks on the wall, and something about the way the marks kind of like sprawl outwards onto the wall, and like from where the bushes have been burned, there's something not natural about that strikes you as odd.
It strikes me as odd of like that's not how fire works, like that kind
Right,
of
like
odd,
if fire was like burned on let's say the fire burned on the bush, right? Then there'd be like charred marks like up against the wall.
Mhm.
But then there's one that kind of goes at a weird angle,
Okay.
and it looks
Okay.
like make me a society check.
Okay. That would be a 24.
Okay. That was a decipher writing check. Because as you see this odd sort of like, well, that wouldn't have burned in that direction, you take a step back and look at it differently. And if you try to ignore where the burns kind of went a little out of control, you actually see that there's a word written out in those marks. It says debts.
Debts?
DEBTS. Debts.
In what language?
Common in the Mwangi expanse.
That's what I was gonna be. I'm like, can I read it? I know more languages now.
Art knows both common and Mwangi. So.
No, common is Mwangi here.
Oh,
and
well then I
Mwangi's
get an
not.
extra language.
Yes, we've talked about this. I told you this
Well,
before.
Wow.
Now I get 3 extra languages. No, I'm just kidding.
God damn it.
It says debts.
And you're able to point it out. It looks like the fire like burned out of control in a certain area and actually ended up obscuring it. But now that you're all turning your attention and looking at this, like somebody wrote the word debts to burn, and then it kind of continued and burned out of control a little.
So in this moment, if I could still use that same society since I was looking at tracks, do I see frog-like tracks in the dirt?
No. You
Okay. I can't remember the name of the ancestry, but
Oh,
don't. Gripply.
Gripply.
Gripply, thank you.
Jinx, you go ahead. I just talked a lot.
So, because I was rereading this feat, I have a feat called Read Psychometric Resonance.
Oh, cool.
That sounds awesome.
I wasn't prepared for this. Oh shit.
Right.
Got him.
And I'm
That's a
so glad
rough
you gave
one.
me an object. It's a great one. I don't know what you're talking about. So let me do a little read for you. With a touch,
me.
you can read the psychic impressions left on objects by their previous owners. As an exploration activity, it functions similar to detect magic for the purposes of things. I have to touch stuff with my hands. This detects objects with significant emotional resonance attached to them, such as joy from a teddy bear that a child has, sorrow from a widower's wedding ring, etc., etc. So
Yeah.
the noticing that there was
You-
a place where somebody may have been and seen something like, oh my god, and had a very strong emotional reaction, I want to go over there and just kind of start touching shit.
You want to
And this is something you can just do.
Yeah. It's there's a
Oh, you spend
If
1
I
minute
find-
concentrating on the object.
if I find an item with the resonance, I can explore that resonance with the following action, which
Understood.
is then spending
Okay.
a minute concentrating on it
So-
to see a face of a person who imbued that object with the
Jeez.
emotion.
Okay. So you're going to the table.
I
The little
think
picnic table?
so. That was my intention. However, because a wall is an object, GM. When Arafe says that there is a message written on the wall, I want to go touch it.
Oh.
And
Okay.
see if anything's over there.
So what I'm going to say is you're not touching the wall here, because the wall is the wall of the building, and you can maybe get some psychometric resonance of like
Sure.
the people that use the building, or like the person that built it. I don't know.
Sure.
But you're going to touch the residue that's there.
Somebody wrote
And you
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like you brush it for a second,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a fiery anger.
Okay. Cool.
And
I read the last sentence
almost-
and that's fine.
Almost like indignance.
Okay. I think then Tal's gonna focus on it. And they haven't technically done it before. So I like to imagine that this is like, I've had it for a while, but I like to imagine it's just residual knowledge that they kind of gleaned through their current training with the Norn. So they're trying to tap into, you know, the emotional tethers and et cetera, as they are walking, like in some ways tracing around the word, I think, as they're focusing.
Okay. You focus. almost like your eyes close and you see, though it's a bright day out, the back of your eyelids, and you just focus on it for a moment, and you look at the lights that brighten kind of through the darkness, and they slowly shift into a vague depiction of a face. It is darker skin, humanoid, graying hair. You notice a sharp goatee and sharp mustache and hair swept back, almost pointed back. Male or male presenting. And because this is a negative emotion, because I can't really imagine a particular emotion that would be painful. It's weird. I can imagine like
Anger
it's a
is
very
painful.
strong emotion.
Yeah,
And
I think that's more of what it.
I think rage
Or,
and
like-
stuff like you're explaining would like indignance and rage would definitely be a painful emotion.
Yeah,
sure.
like rage or sorrow or like
Yeah, something that's not
the big,
comfortable to
heavy-
sit in.
correct.
And it suddenly because as you're doing this, right, like you're trying to picture this person, but that
Yeah.
forces you to resonate on this emotion, and it kind of
Yeah.
pulls really strongly. So you want to roll me a 1d6 for me?
Sure. Can I say that as I was seeing, like trying to pick these things out, that I was trying to describe it as I was seeing it to everybody?
Yeah, out loud,
Okay.
kind of like I did.
Exactly. I said those words. It was me.
Yes.
Yeah, it was you the whole time.
Sorry, I didn't do the accent.
It was a 3.
Okay, take 3 points of
Average.
psychic damage, please.
Yeah, so like in the midst of describing this person, I put 3 and it only made me take 2. How generous. Thank you. There we go. And Tal's eyes are closed. They just kind of like wince and like a sharp inhale, and they remove their hands from the wall as if they, were touching something hot.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. It lingered that.
The heat still lingers after the fire.
No, it wasn't. And Tal just like literally puts their whole entire hand like on it at that point to show that it's not hot at all.
Yeah.
No, it this person was angry.
And they were definitely not Habram.
No,
Yes. It's not anyone you've seen before.
thank God, thank you. I was like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, it's not a face you recognize. So at this point, as y'all are
Right.
investigating this space, do you want to? Where are you going? You looking at the other locations, or are you doing
Yeah.
anything else here?
Hideaki would suggest, like, let's compare based off of what we have here. You probably don't have to do that again, hopefully, if that's painful. But if
No,
they've...
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I want to make sure it's the same person and not a bunch of different people.
Like a bunch of different deaths? I mean, that's fair, but you're
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Do we know what time of day this happened?
It seems to be at night.
Makes sense.
When it's
And-
super visible, yeah.
And Ark would check the door to see if it's unlocked.
It is. I think this is the lab. It's lightly used. There's probably one or two students in there.
He would do a quick just search through as a
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything in the building that has been touched or otherwise like misplaced.
okay. He's just trying to make sure like the quote owner of the building or a student that works there doesn't owe a debt or something. And then like the second he finds that out, he just leaves.
Yeah, I think that if you ask the students, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
You know what's interesting though is with that anger, right? Like it's like the school owe this person
I don't know.
a debt. Like I recognize that none of us have the. I'm just out loud. Yeah.
Right. Don't get too far ahead though, because
Yeah.
we don't want to corner ourselves into thinking it's
Into speculating
this-
into a particular.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I right there with you.
I mean, this is the
guess
first word. Maybe the others don't even say debt.
Yeah. Let's go.
Possible.
Let's go find out. The thing that's
Alright, where
really
you
weird to
going?
me as we start walking to whatever the I imagine
Where do you wanna go,
The
dorm
lecture
or
hall, I think.
Lecture hall.
Yeah.
And as we're walking, he just says the thing that's odd to me is that in a magical school, you like at least I didn't detect any magic coming from anything outside. Is it possible that these were set manually
It
without magic?
it
I mean?
was because I
There's residue
saw-
on your paw, Tal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It itself does not necessarily smell like sulfur. It has, but there's like a residue. Like there's like some substance that was on there.
I did smell sulfur when I was checking around the lit area.
Oh. So maybe like it was like a contraption or.
It seems more alchemical, as if
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Exactly.
you paint gasoline on a wall and then light it or something.
Or you throw something.
No, I don't think so. I don't.
But
There's not
given-
many items you could throw to make a word.
Given my recent connecting with Chizire, our local alchemist, could I remotely grasp at what this might be, if it is in fact something more alchemical based as opposed
Yeah,
to
let's do this. As
magically
you are
based?
headed to the lab, no, we're sorry,
To
you're
the
from
lecture
lab.
hall.
Lecture hall.
Yep.
We're gonna you can take a look. You have whatever's on your hands, match it like with additional stuff on the wall. Arc, you also proffered a alchemical thing. With this in mind, I will let the two of you look for an idea of what this alchemical thing is, and that's going to be a crafting check.
Okay.
To sort of try to identify some alchemical residue. And then we have more, it's kind of very similar where you see this jaggedness, and now that you're looking for writing, like you think there is something there. So to successfully decipher it from some of the fire that burned a little out of control, I'm gonna need another society check to try to decipher the writing.
I'll
And
cast
that could
guidance
be...
on Tal.
I can.
No, Tal's not doing it.
I cannot.
I'll cast
roll.
guidance on
Airfay.
on whoever I'm.
me and Ark are busy. The huffing
Sorry,
and
I didn't
fumes.
I didn't hear the
No, you're-
transition. Sorry.
You're good, you're good.
If I recall, though, I think you're better at society than I am.
I might be. I'll cast guidance on myself.
I'll
Let's
cast
go.
guidance on you, and you can do the check.
Oh, so that. Yeah. Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Wait,
Wait,
I have guidance.
wait.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Ark.
Pretty sure only
'Cause I
Ark
know-
doesn't have guidance.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I know that Ark has good, like
Okay.
Ark
Ark is
is
good at
hella
making things.
distracted, dude.
Well,
Super
I'm
distracted.
gonna
That's what's gonna happen.
guide you.
Anyway.
then.
Listen, it doesn't work
I
this
haven't
way, we
rolled
have
over
one
a
more
10
building.
tonight. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I rolled a dirty 20.
To decipher writing. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't roll.
Arc.
Well, 21, I guess, with guidance.
Yeah.
Natural 7 for a 22 with guidance.
Okay. The word on the lecture hall, Hideaki, now that you're looking for it, it's pretty clear for you to see. Pay. P-A-Y, pay.
Debt pay. Got it.
Pay your debts.
Pay debt.
Yeah, pay debt.
That's
Yep.
I'm listen. If the MP dormitories just say your,
Yeah, it's pay your debts.
it's gotta be.
And arc. 22.
Yeah.
That's a success, actually.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Look what a
Not a
plus
critical
14
success.
does for you.
Not a
Right.
critical success. Just
Okay, here's
I
a
hope
question.
not. It was a natural 7.
Well, yeah, but would
mine was a net
would
8.
another +1 have made it?
no.
Damn it.
I appreciate it though. So
Good luck.
you're able to figure out with this material that it is some highly refined alchemical gel that reacts only at high temperatures.
It's nitroglycerin. No,
Kaboom!
Ark will just say that, like relay it to everybody.
Okay.
Does the stuff on Tal's hand, does that smell like sulfur?
No, and not directly. Like the material, the alchemical
Mhm.
material is not what's smelling of sulfur, and this one doesn't like this is a older one, so this doesn't have any smell of sulfur that you can detect.
Could
Okay, and does this oh good.
sorry, this is a Waffles brain bleeding into Ark. Could Ark connect that sulfur would be more of the ignition process than the burning alchemical?
Your engineer is showing.
I'll carry your 22 crafting though with this. Maybe.
Okay.
It's not a very confident yes. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe.
Ark would mention that.
Also not knowing the rules of certain things in Pathfinder, but Star maybe sneaking through a little bit. Would it be occult in nature?
Oh. No, because it's alchemical and there is no
Yeah, sure.
magic. It seems to
No,
be. So this.
specifically the sulfur smell.
Oh, the sulfur.
Specifically the sulfur.
Ooh, I'll let you do like a recall knowledge of like what has sulfury things. But that could be.
There,
Can that be a society check for me?
You see anything out loud?
No.
Cool.
That will be an 18, so probably not. But
Sulfur with an 18. There's a couple different things that smell of sulfur classically in the world, not necessarily something that you have personal use with. You know that like when you get near volcanoes, those tend to smell like sulfur, brimstone. And hellish creatures from hell
that's what I was
also
wondering
have
with
a
the occult
sulfur.
stuff. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
demons
yeah.
smell like sulfur in this world too.
And that's the thing. It's like it's probably associated with the hells, more so than I said with an 18. Like you're not specifying demon, devil, anything like
Right.
that. Like you're not sure. And those are just, and I'm just listing things in this world that you're aware of that
Oh,
smell
yeah.
like sulfur,
I'm not able to pare it down. Just one of those.
and probably alchemical stuff too. You know, that just makes sense.
we do use a lot of eggs and alchemical things, so.
And eggs.
And egg.
and
Forgot
stinky
to add
eggs.
that to the list.
Yeah. I do want to use the same process of making sure that this is who wrote
Same person.
yeah, to see if it's the same person, if it's
Sure.
a different person.
Good call.
Yeah.
You
if
do
there's any sort of like different
vibes.
vibes.
You do very similar vibes.
Okay.
And you're gonna roll another 1d6.
Hooray!
You die.
A 4.
Okay.
This is actually the amount of constitution damage you're taking.
Oh shit!
Well,
Surprise!
I didn't have a lot of that to begin with.
All right. Anything else at this location?
Ark would do the same thing. If it's unlocked, he would peek in. He would search for people that owe debts to people, like anything, any papers or anything that like references that, and then he would leave. That's all.
Yeah. This one's not this is the lecture hall, right? So there's not much in use right now.
stuff's not probably stored here or anything like that.
Yeah, it's pretty empty.
Okay.
Are there any buildings nearby within line of sight of this particular wall that are
There are,
more heavily
actually.
used?
Absolutely. Do you want to go like ask around?
Yeah, I think Tal wants to and would invite whoever wanted to go see if anyone was in the area, like saw anything.
Yeah. Make me a diplomacy check as you ask around.
Excellent. I have another fee for that.
Ark wants to aid.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. That's not something Ark's good at. It'll be interesting.
17.
No.
Natural 19 for 17. That's not bad.
No,
Hold
it's
up.
not. No, that is good. I'm just noting that Tal's that you came with them. That's it. Me reading into things that probably are not meant to be read into, but it's fine.
Yeah, for what it matters, Ark seemed that he was more tagging along and then happened to butt in the middle of the process.
Sure.
I will also say
It's not a successful aid, so it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
As Tal is asking people about that too, Arafe is going to ask those same people if they know if anybody eats at the picnic table over by the alchemical lab on a regular basis.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that once you roll.
We got diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a lot better than I thought. 29.
Nice.
29.
Yeah. Math, everybody. Sometimes it's good.
Yeah, I think it takes you a little bit to ask around somebody who, like, you wait for like a class to like get let out so that you could ask some of the people that share like it's like a hall, a classroom, if you will, with windows out to there in that direction, and so you kind of like wait for them in particular to let out and ask about it for them. And one individual, just I think another Knoll individual goes, "Oh yeah, I noticed. I was sitting in that class the other day, and it lines up with the day that you're asking about. This is like middle-aged guy, I guess. He was wearing patchy leathers. Kind of, honestly just loitering around for a while." It was weird because he was literally just standing there for a while. I was like, all right, dude, go to class.
Was he... You said he was just standing there. Was he looking anywhere in particular? Was he doing anything in particular? Was he just weirdly just standing in one spot for a long time?
I think he's just kind of like walking around a little bit. And they're like a little confused, so they're like kind of come with you over to like a window, and they're like that. Okay, the lecture hall over there that nobody uses, they were kind of like between that one and it's like the side that the fire was on, and over there, and they were kind of walking around a little bit. I honestly don't know what they were doing.
And that was the first time that you saw them?
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many people that I don't know. I'm like I just came back from like a stint out, so I figured there's plenty of people here. I don't know you actually either. I haven't seen you.
Oh, I'm Tal, and Tal will make
Nice to meet
introductions.
Hey Tal, I'm Al. Just his name's Al.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
in the notes. That's what
now
it is.
there's a
It's
Knoll
incidental.
named Al on campus.
Hell
He's
yeah.
kinda weird.
Oh jeez.
That's a deep cut.
I love Weird Al. Don't get me started.
I love Weirdo.
Same.
Everybody loves Weird Al.
Okay.
That's true. Weird Al, you want to play TTRPGs with us? Anyways,
Yanking on those chains.
Yo, clip this out.
clip this out.
Yo.
Mr.
Weird Al
Mr.
Yankovic.
Yankovic.
Hey,
Hi.
Let's go.
big fan. Big fans.
Big
All
fan. I
Love the
named a Noel
hair.
after you.
On the
Yeah,
left
don't
side
play
of the
this.
table, we have Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
On the right side, Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic.
If you smoke, no.
Okay, so with that, Airfay follows up with some people. This individual, Weird Al, as we're gonna call him, is not familiar with any. It's happening. Not familiar with anybody on the like picnic tables. But you are able to find somebody else that's like waiting on Weird Al. That's just like, I'm there sometimes. But I know that. I mean, I get lunch a lot with insert name generator here.
Oh my goodness,
Get
you
that
gotta
list.
have a list of
Gotta have a
names.
list.
Just
I
literally
really
physical piece
don't
of
have it
paper.
in front of me.
Can I name
Jan,
them?
we're gonna call her Jan.
God damn it.
Jan.
I thought it was gonna be
I
like
hate it here.
Shadu or something. So
Shadoogan!
Shadu.
No.
Wow, we went two different ways. I love
Look,
that.
Shadu and Ken regularly meet there
For sure,
date
yeah.
nights, okay?
They're no twins. Duh.
Hate this.
Yeah, should have had a
And-
list.
She's just like this blonde, like humanoid woman, that they help you find.
All right, can I raise my hand? Hold on. Humanoid.
Here it comes. Here we go.
Could be
Humanoid.
Human.
Literally
Human
anything.
woman.
Okay, human woman. Gotcha.
There we go. All right.
You don't know. Maybe they have a little ASMR in there.
You know,
I don't know.
her name, Jane Doe, humanoid woman.
You
My cheeks
don't
hurt
know
from
their
that.
Has hair
ancestry. Is
and
all I'm
eyes.
saying.
My name is
2
Jan.
feet, 2
middle initial
legs.
E.
You know what? No, she's not human. She looks
perfect-
humanoid. She looks humanoid, and even in skin color. But you do notice 2 little nubbins of horns that come out from her forehead.
Stop changing
God,
things.
now
I have
look
to
at
rewrite
us.
the
Hold on.
notes.
Now
Excuse-
look at us
excuse me,
being
Jan.
discriminatory.
They did this.
I have to interrupt and pull a Waffles here and just say, sure, Jan.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
Jan.
thank
Why are you lying to us about your horns?
Hey, Jan.
And TLDR, because I'm now going to just TLDR you.
Fair enough.
She also confirms seeing a similar figure over on the other area as well. And the
So-
description sounds similar to the vision in your head.
That's
Tal.
literally what I was about to ask.
Okay.
Because Hideaki is distracted.
You should see the rage cross out I have of the description of this person.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it, it's not this.
God damn it! That was 3 lines.
It's not my fault that y'all assumed she was human. Okay.
That's
Ooh.
look, egg on
No.
our sulfur smell on our face.
Yes.
I wrote
Great
down
callback.
humanoid woman. You said
Yep.
humans, so I crossed out humanoid and put human woman. And then you went,
Fucking
no, you know
hell.
what? She's a humanate, so I rage crossed out everything.
Amazing.
Jan in particular is what I'm getting.
Jan.
Right. And lastly, do you head to the last building?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we skip it
You know
entirely.
what? No, I don't like it.
I don't want it anymore. Yeah.
And you
Only if
confirm
Al and
with-
Jan come with.
Yeah. Especially.
No,
Jan.
they have classes, okay?
Sure
They
you
have
do,
lunch.
Jan.
Al
Sure
is
you do.
following us. He's so weird.
And
Yes,
you go to the dormitory and eventually decipher the word "your" like you thought
Ah, heck
Um,
yeah.
on this, and that's it. That's what you get for currently. So what are you doing? You have "pay your debts" as the 3 words that appear on 3 different buildings that were set across campus in different areas, and a individual loitering that seems to be responsible for all 3.
Can
I
I?
have a question. I have a question, but please go. Please, everyone
Yeah.
else go.
Can I, as a player, just ensure that we have looked for tracks in all of these places and made sure that like there's nowhere to follow?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, everything you've done in each of the locations, you have done in all 3,
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
just to avoid the all over again and being like nothing. New.
As like everybody kind of comes back together. So I can't believe I'm going to say this, but considering the message, I think maybe we should chat with Teacher Odd about a ledger of the Magaambya or something.
You've been
so
in the
here's
school.
here's the thing, Hideaki.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a literal debt. I don't think
Oh,
it's
no, I'm not-
actually
I'm not-
like. I
I
don't think
was-
it's something. I think it's.
We're also
Oh, no, I didn't think it
grounded.
was money. I didn't think it was money specifically. That could be anything, right? But
If you were thinking money specifically, like you said, asking for a ledger,
Mhm.
I just want to say that you would know Zokon pays you, but there
Yeah, yeah.
is there's a bursar's office, so to
Gotcha.
speak.
Yeah,
If
he was
you-
being semi sarcastic. Like it
Yeah.
was this like forcing two words together in like the
Yeah.
wide world of what it could be. I.e., like we should probably it's a good place to start from his perspective, but he'd be down to hearing you out.
I have a GM.
Yes.
Whose brain is going? I have some questions. I have some clarifying questions during
Please
our investigation.
clarify away.
Excellent. Do you happen to know on the beautiful map of the Magaambya that is on Roll20, where those buildings are laid out?
Triangulate.
That's my first question. I have a second question, a follow-up question.
Do it.
No.
No? Okay, great. My follow-up question.
Which is to say that the locations are not particularly relevant.
Okay.
Not that they're not relevant. I'm sorry.
The
literally on a
physical,
map.
the
It's not like a
triangulation.
triangle. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, I figured that's what you meant. My secondary question is those three buildings. So there's like buildings that have some meaning connected to certain like people, like founders of the Magaambya or like Nizambi.
Yeah, the
or
Magic
et cetera, et cetera.
Warriors.
Yeah. These three specific buildings, are they connected to any particular
Magic Warrior.
Magic Warrior, or like a specific like a sponsor, a specific individual, group of individuals, or anything like that? Trying to piece together why these three buildings specifically were chosen.
Yeah, like the lecture hall name is not a name, like it's like name something that you're not recognizing. It's not one of the Magic Warriors or anything like that. I think the dormitory is like the Heron dorms or something like that, which you connect to like being one of the Magic Warriors, the Black Heron.
Yeah, like the Heron Archives, yeah.
Yeah, like the Heron Archives. It's a little closer to that probably if I were to pick a location. And the lab is also doesn't seem to have any particular connection.
Okay.
Art, on the contrary, wants to not on the contrary. Kind of piggybacking off of Talyacha, wants to see if there is any connection between all of the buildings, like at all. Like he'll go to the library, like whatever.
The only connection that you seem to find is that there seem to not be used much.
Okay.
But that does, I think, somebody I think mentioned it before, but the fact that they are buildings that aren't used a lot means that whoever this person is knows that these buildings are not used a lot, and
Yes,
so
that was
doesn't
me.
seem to. Well, then, thank you. So it seems to imply that maybe they aren't seeking destruction for the. Well, obviously they're not seeking destruction for the sake of destruction, but they're going.
Right.
Yeah, they're going out of their way to make sure that like people aren't getting harmed. Unlike Stone Ghost, who was
wanting to destroy everything.
Yeah,
right?
trying to get something across while also harming people.
Yeah.
Maybe at least now.
It's very strange. Yeah. I feel like it might get worse if they're ignored. So I think that Hideaki, you had a good idea of bringing at least this description of this person to somebody who's been here longer. So like
Yeah.
Teacher Ott or Genetimo or someone
Yeah.
like that.
And if we do that- Go ahead.
I specifically didn't think Genetimo because Genetimo is kind of in and out. And Teacher Ross kind of always here.
Well, yeah, but Genetimo has also been here for a while, so
Felt like we can't ask both, but
yeah.
that would be my thought anyway.
And if we do that as grounded students that are looking to take a step ahead, what would that do?
Hopefully,
Our
get us the
grounding?
fuck out of here.
Well, our grounding is that we can't leave the Magaambya, and we're staying in the Magaambya. We're going to classes. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
I believe they clearly
is-
grounded us as a test for us to study harder and actually concentrate on the Magaambya, not to go look around at fires. So I am a little worried about what
have
might
you
happen.
have you not been putting focus on your studies, Ark?
Hideaki
much as I
gives
need
a
to.
very big smile at Arc 2.
And
Right,
Ark
so
will
if-
Ark will say, as much as I need to.
Right. This Tal acknowledging that sounds like a non-answer.
It was
but
100%
doesn't-
a non-answer.
But doesn't want to
Yep.
address it right now. So
Yep.
if then you are putting the amount of effort that you deem required to your studies, and we're not taking away from studies by doing this, it might actually be a boon in our favor to show that we're taking initiative while still respecting the parameters that were given to us.
It
Yeah.
would demonstrate our capability of continuing our studies while doing what is required of us as, and I constantly forget what level we are.
Conversing.
Conversant.
Thank you. I need to write
Well,
that down.
conversants aren't usually
She
grounded.
says flawlessly.
We
What'd you
don't
say?
know that.
I said conversants are usually grounded and stuck to the school campus, but if that is what y'all believe, then sure.
Wait, what do you believe? I don't like. I'm
Yeah,
missing.
there's no real way to know that.
Sure, I am just
mean-
bringing up an opinion as I always have, and it seems that all three of you have a different one.
I just don't think I understand what you're trying to say, Arc2. Are you saying that you, based off of your newly conversant experience, that you believe that conversants are grounded?
No, I think they are not normally grounded like as we are.
Right. Well, considering the circumstances, that makes sense. I just don't know what you're trying to. I guess I don't understand your opinion.
Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, of course, Ark, but it sounds like you're concerned that since we have been given a set of rules, it may look like we are going outside of what is being told. Like we have been told to focus and study, and this may look like we're trying to break rules.
Yes.
Okay.
I think if we explain it clearly, especially to someone like Teacher Ott, I don't think it shouldn't be misconstrued that way. I should hope Teacher Ott will listen.
I would
To our
hope Teacher
explanation?
Ott held his emotions in check as well.
He's usually
Mhm.
fairly
And-
level-headed, yes.
Yeah. Tal's just gonna nod and have that pointed glance towards Arafe and be like, not say
And-
anything, but just confused.
And
And
besides,
so you headed to teacher Ott.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We'll start having this conversation as we're walking that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
But if we change our mind, we can always stop. Like I don't want to be like, yeah, screw it, Ark, thanks. But
No,
Mhm.
I think we're good to head to Teacher Ott.
yeah,
Okay.
like kind of flippantly on the way, he's just like, besides, this was told to us. We didn't switch it out on our own.
Sure.
so we'll make our way.
So you head to Teacher Ott's office. Say you wait a hot second for his class to wrap up, and you kind of catch him as he heads back into his office. And as we go to sort of explain the situation to Teacher Ott and find out what threads you're picking up and what whether you'll get in trouble or not, I think this is wonderful to end tonight as we pick up next time on this mystery and to learn a little bit more information as to who's setting fires on campus.
We
What
didn't
is
start the
this?
fire.